Ahoy, wonders, and welcome back to the table. We're here. We've made some delicious treats. I was a little disappointed that last week's episode wasn't titled Wake and Bake.
All right.
Thinking about how we went through all that. But yeah, we got our delicious treats ready. And this is officially the start of a new chapter, you said?
Indeed.
Okay.
Well.
All right. So, when last we left our heroes, they had gone ahead and made a cake to appease what they assumed to believe is a true fae hidden somewhere in a ship graveyard. While doing so, their companion, Micha, was busy being a vessel for the Yith, who were ushering you guys to the mountainside. By the way, the mountainside is called Haltham.
Haltham.
You are now in the mountains, the southern mountain ranges of Haltham, the home of the dwarves and drow.
I thought you were going to say, like, the southern edge of Haltham, home of the Haltham Hornets.
Oh, God.
Go Hornets.
Go Hornets. So, with that, you guys decided it would be prudent to just go ahead and head into the graveyard and see if there's a way you can appease the true fae, just to go ahead and get this out of the way.
It's the quickest way through.
It really is.
Okay, well, that's what...
The DM nods. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the shortest distance is a straight line. If Yu Hakusho taught me anything, it's that.
Okay, no, that's fine. Micha has been released from the Yith's control as you have reached a point where it is no longer deep sea. You are pretty much on a sort of a coastal line at this point, so going north and south from here will guarantee your safety from any deep sea beasties that would want to attack you.
Always good.
You are now heading south. You are currently on day 5 of your travels as of this point. You still have a little bit of food left to go. You're now coasting along the mountainside. It's pretty much a flat, like, vertical line all the way up to the sky. Maybe, like, I'm going to say, if anyone wants to go ahead and roll a perception check.
Some tall fucking mountains.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, a tall fucking cliff face. Perception, you said?
yeah.
5.
15.
8.
My mushroom eyes are the strongest of all of yours.
Peer into the sky. The earth grows mighty. This is the sovereign of Earth.
This is a new layer of enormity that I didn't know existed. It's greater even than the mighty redwood. What are these?
Rocks.
Oh. They always seemed so boring where I came from. I didn't realize they got to such size. Perhaps if they would have told me, I would have listened more to them.
Do they talk?
Well, of course, every bit of nature communicates. Do you not understand them?
No, I do not.
Oh. Well, think nothing of it. Their tales are normally rather dull.
Micha kind of just, like, looks back to Wake. I think he means druids.
I don't know if he does.
That's what scares me.
Just smiles with his eyes as he continues to peer at the mountains.
little uppy U's.
For 6 hours.
I see them now.
I'm gonna say, based on that roll, the cliff face kind of maybe goes 200 to 300 feet up until it starts becoming an incline going upwards, like an actual mountainside. The cliff face continues along the coastline, so this is just a giant wall, no matter which way you go, north or south.
Stone.
You do know that the cliff face does shrink the further you go north, but as of right now, it's just going south at this point.
Yep. Heading to that graveyard.
Yep. Well, you guys don't technically know, like, what this graveyard is going to look like, so right now it's just a coastal face line. There's a bunch of seagulls flying around. With that perception check, you did notice that there is a rather large silhouette kind of flying up above the cliff face. You just saw, like, what looks like a really large, you think, seagull, because you've been seeing them flying around. A large seagull kind of just, like, silhouette flies over some of the cliff face.
The mountain is large, and so is its seafowl. It appears there are some large birds as well. Just kind of continues his looks.
As long as they don't laugh at me, we'll be fine.
Dude, they're sitting all on the mast laughing at everyone.
Are these funny birds?
They think something's funny.
They think everything is funny.
They sit there and they pick the corpses of my people and they get washed up on the...
Hello, would you share some jokes with me?
One sits on your cap.
Mine? He couldn't understand me, and yet he appeared. These birds are such cordial creatures.
Hold on a moment. You feel something tugging on the top of your mushroom cap.
Oh, that's a new one. Kind of pats around.
You guys can see it clear as day. There's the seagull's like trying to pull a piece of his head off. Oh boy. Stop that.
Remember to silence your cell phones, kids.
Yep.
Is this strange beast trying? I'm just going to keep patting my head until someone helps me.
Well, Wake is gonna throw a dagger at it.
This escalated quickly.
I don't care. Wake hates birds. Apparently, I think I've made this a case before.
It's new to Chrome again.
All right. Well, throwing that dagger to hit is a. Hold on, I haven't thrown a dagger in a bit. It's a 15 to hit that bird.
What's that bird's AC?
It doesn't have very good reflexes. You just throw a knife and it like... Yeah, if you just watch as a seagull flops right in front of you.
Ah!
Dinner's up!
Crobigal doesn't really have an emotional response to this, just kind of looks at it and it's just...
All the other seagulls stop and peer down at Wake.
You've done it now.
I could go for seconds.
They turn around and raise their butts up.
Oh, no.
Is this some form of salute?
I would
I
get
am
out
ready
of the
for
way.
a dex check.
Well, I rolled a nat 1. Go ahead and fluff it.
All right. Wake just dances between the shit as it rains from the sky.
Literally.
Like an anime character just whoosh. Ha! Then he walks away and he slips and he falls and it's all over his back now. Damn it!
Excellent.
Should any have headed towards Chromagil's way with a nat 1, it still would have missed. His simple dodging maneuver is just looking up. You see a shadow like kind of approaching and just one big step over and just where he was.
I just imagine you just use your hood as an umbrella. It's like fertilizer to you. You grow on that shit, literally.
It'll be delicious.
God.
Just
Food's easier when it's
Yeah.
already processed.
Ah, someone did the hard part for me.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Always a silver lining with this mushroom.
Yep.
Well, I need everyone to roll me another perception check.
This shit is delicious.
Dice, what's wrong with you tonight? That is well, I mean it's a 9, but
Hey, that's also what I got.
I got a 20.
20? You too notice that weird silhouette just out of the corner of your eye. You look towards the sky, and from what you see is that giant seagull, quote unquote, silhouette flying by up on the cliff face. But that would mean that the seagull would have to be in the foreground, and the shadow would be larger, but the shadow's wider all the way up from the top.
Anyone else see that?
Wake gets back up and just pulls the dead seagull off the mast with his knife. No, you didn't see anything either, right? I mean, just walks away. Embarrassed.
Meech is just sitting there. I saw it.
Wake's using his elemental affinity to just like
He's using
soak his back with water to get all the shit off.
He's using evasion to hide the shame.
Yeah. You can't evade the shame, Wake, no matter how many rings of evasion you have.
So with those scores, unfortunately, these guys wouldn't be able to see at that point.
What about the rest of the
Sun
crew,
was
like
in my
Nietzsche
eyes.
or
I'm gonna
Valtara?
roll for Valtara. Oh yeah, she fucking saw it.
She's got her spectacles.
Yep.
And Micha is too busy laughing at Wake.
It's not funny.
You saw that, though.
The large bird.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't believe the sun can cast a shadow that big from that high.
Yeah.
She starts flipping through her books trying to figure out what could possibly be the thing that you guys just saw.
Yeah. Wake hands the seagull to Micha and just asks her to go pluck it and prepare it for, like, food-wise.
It's covered in shit.
That's where you pluck it!
Hands it to Chromagill.
I don't think he has plucking utensils.
He's got fingers.
All right, buddy, all you gotta do is put it in a pot of boiling water. It'll just kind of all let go.
Just kind of keeps holding the corpse. I'll try and find something to do with this, and just starts walking below deck with it.
Hello, B-plot.
Oh my god. Oh no. Fuck.
We created a sitcom.
Yes, we have. Faltara is gonna fucking roll a history check.
Look, Zito, I don't know what
No, it's no. We're
I
fine.
don't know what Wake expected of Chromagill if this came to him, but
No, it's fine. Don't
or
worry
wait,
about
I
it.
guess there was a
Wake gave it to Micha,
yeah, sorry, Micha gave it to me. I don't know what Micha was expecting.
but it's not gonna be what comes out of it.
Well, she's not gonna fucking touch that thing. She doesn't know. She doesn't know how to cook. She knows how to heal people.
Chromagill is the Todd of this show.
She's rummaging through her books. The only thing that she says that she can find that is probably the same kind of physical compound that she saw from the shadow itself. It's some kind of extremely large eagle.
Okay, let me see here. Just look at my
You guys are still traveling downward. Like, there's not. If you look up, you can see like the fog is peeking over the side of the clouds. But there are etchings of what looks like little ivory towers that kind of like poke up out, but they're not high enough to. They're way too high for you to get anyone's attention. You have been told though that the dwarves and the elves do make cities up on the top of the mountainside.
Huh. Guess they love seaside property. Let's see. So you went downstairs.
I'm downstairs.
You're downstairs. So
Cut back to me whenever you need.
that's
Wake
fine.
is changing into
It will not
different
take
robes.
long.
Okay.
Actually, specifically, yeah, he'll change into his show robes, the ones that he would wear for surf and turf.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Look all flashy for the Fae.
I guess Morgan would just make the rounds around the deck and just basically keep your eyes up, you know.
As you do that, you actually do notice that there is a singular rowboat off on the side near the cliff face. And it does look like there's a person sitting in it. But their back is to you at this point.
Chromagill would emerge around now. All he was doing was putting that bird in the oven that was there earlier.
Okay,
He heard
no, that's
boil
fine.
and knew that meant heat. So he's like, all right, that's probably where it goes.
No, that's fine.
Just left it in there.
That'll work.
The ship is now on fire.
Look, man, he doesn't know how to turn it on or off. So, you know.
Set it in that filthy oven.
So, like I said, you are now noticing that there is someone out on a rowboat right near the cliff face, and he's not facing you. He's like kind of hunched over and looking towards the ocean at this point.
I'm gonna do a perception check to see if he's moving at all.
Okay.
Because you said hunched over, so I'm like, uh-oh. That is a 6.
You can't tell from this position. The water's kind of like rocking his little rowboat far too much that you can't gauge if he's actually alive or dead.
I'm gonna go get Meech's attention and point out the rowboat. Is he dead?
She like looks down and notices the person sitting in the rowboat. Roll perception for her. A little bit better, but not by too much. I can't tell. He's too far away.
Wake's back from changing his robes. I'm back. What's going on?
They both, Micha and Morgan, point out there's someone in a rowboat,
How far away?
like 60 feet away.
Hey! You alive?
Oh, hi, Wake. Yes, I am.
Oh, good.
You guys watch as the person stands up. It looks like the make of an elf. And he turns around. I need you two to roll me a wisdom save.
Which two?
Us two?
No, Morgan
Ah,
and...
the people that were here. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hold
Oh,
on.
wisdom save.
Yes.
One of the things that monks are okay at.
That's an 18.
That is a 18 as well, actually.
All right, well, that was a failure.
Keska? Oh, shit.
Tyler?
That's a powerful, powerful boy. Or lady.
Whoa.
What are we doing?
Has something changed?
When last we left our heroes, they were on their way over towards the Heldrum Mountains. The Halthum Mountains. They have just reached the cliffside. They are now looking. They feel peckish at this point. You guys have been traveling for a couple of you're on your 5th day as of right at this point.
Right.
You look into your rations and you feel a little weird considering that 1 day of your rations has kind of been eaten away. But
Weird. I
hey,
could've sworn
but
I had way more fish than this.
after those 5 days of traveling, you finally reached the cliff face side of the mountains.
Oh, hey. Well, we're here.
What are those? They're
They're,
huge.
They're rocks.
Oh. Fascinating. I always thought they were boring. Guess I'll listen more often now.
Wait, they can talk?
I mean, a general sense of communication is in every form of nature, right? You don't hear the singing of the rocks or the whispers of the wind?
Is he serious?
I think it's druid stuff.
Huh. I don't think he means that, though.
Huh.
This feels a little... whatever.
Anyway, what are we going to do about them? They seem to be not moving. Are we just going to go around them?
I mean, I guess we just sail down. We're heading
Roll a
towards the
perception
space we're
check,
supposed to be
Romagil.
going.
13.
13. There's a bunch of precipitating clouds up in the top there. There's a little bit of an etchings of what looks like towers. You have been told that this is the location of where there are elves and drow. You know who they are. You know what's going on. Like they're content with living to themselves up there. You've never had any interest in talking to them unless they walked into your woods. There is a lot of seagulls who are now hovering on top of your guys' mast at this point.
Hey, guys, was I wearing these robes yesterday?
You are wearing your normal clothes.
I'm wearing my normal clothes?
You're wearing your normal clothes.
okay.
Okay. Well, I believe so.
Damn birds.
Looks like it's about to...
Funny enough, one of the birds looks like it has a little bit of a wound on its chest, but it's still like alive and looking down at you.
What? You want another one? Pulls out a knife.
What do you mean? Micha looks to you. What do you mean another one?
Well,
Well, it has a wound on its chest. I assume he means he was going to continue injuring it.
yeah.
I
Continue.
guess.
Perhaps.
Does anybody else feel weird? Like
I live in a
something-
constant state of unease and weird, Wake. So yes. But this seems particular. Keeps looking at the mountain, confused.
Well, at this point, Micha kind of like looks to you, all of you. Well, in any case, we're at the mountainside. If we're gonna go south, we may as well go south.
All right. Well, continue on, I suppose.
All right.
Maybe think
as
about
you,
getting one of those birds for dinner later.
you guys continue going down the cliff face side. Morgan, you want to roll a perception check again?
A 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
You could have sworn you felt something was watching you up in the clouds, and then that feeling just disappeared as you just noticed, oh, it's probably just all the seagulls that are kind of just mulling about.
Damn sky rats.
Chromagil, you see a rowboat off on the side near the cliff face with a person who is hunched over and looking into the water with his back face to you.
Is it common for travelers to go alone in these waters?
I've been alone before, but I mean, if they made it here, they must be from nearby, or else something big would have eaten them.
I mean, we are on the coast, and this is you. I mean, we should be near the town.
Why do you ask?
Gestures towards where he saw the rowboat. Well, it seems that there's an individual traveling, and just want to be sure this isn't too dangerous for someone to go alone, or maybe there's someone who could help us, maybe tell us where we're trying to get.
They might just be fishing.
I mean,
There is what looks like the etchings of a fishing rod sticking out of the side of this man's rowboat, but you can only see the top half of it, and it looks like the other bottom half is somehow sinking into what should be the rest of the rowboat.
Maybe it's magic. Or maybe it's a short fishing rod.
I'm gonna roll something. Okay, now for Micha. Okay, Micha's not too smart. She calls out to the person.
Hey, I was about to do that.
Excuse me, can you tell us where we are? Do you know anything about a ship graveyard? The creature stands up, is of elven make, and turns around. I need everyone to roll a wisdom save.
Hey, have you caught anything good?
19 on mine.
That is a 14 for
That is
me.
a 17 for Wake.
All right. Morgan, you look and see this man turn around. He has no face.
Oh, no.
You turn and look to everyone else. Everyone else is standing still, and they have no face. Roll another wisdom save.
It's a 15 this time.
All right, that's a fail. Tyler?
Uh-oh.
When last we left our heroes, they were off on the coastline, and they just reached the mountains of Haltham. They were just released out of the Yit's control and guidance, and they now turn into themselves and say they're really hungry, and they look down, and they're losing food very fast. They now lose another day's worth of rations.
What's going on here? I don't want to have to turn on the food we just ate. Do we have... Okay, somebody's sneaking rations. I mean, it's obviously not Chromagill. He doesn't need that
I need
kind
everyone
of
to
food.
roll a history check.
What is happening right now?
12.
17.
12 as well.
Morgan and Micha are the only ones who recognize that there's something... They don't remember much, but they know something about an elf and a rowboat.
Now look, I know we don't have, like, a captain here, but I feel like I was charged with this mission, so I feel like I gotta do something.
Your cake doesn't look too hot and is not getting well preserved anymore.
Oh boy, what is happening? We need to get this thing refrigerated better, and...
Does Micha, like, hold her paw up? Does anyone remember anything about an elf?
I mean, I've known a few, I guess.
Timeout. Rowboat?
Yes.
Okay, I think we need to focus on the fact that somebody is stealing our rations. Chromagill, have you seen anything recently?
This isn't Yith stuff. Like, she, like, turns and looks to you and just goes, This
Oh,
is
no,
not
no,
this
no.
is not Yith guidance. If we're having the same thing, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Chromagill goes, I can't think of someone stealing the rations. However, we do still have these little trilobites running around. Perhaps they've seen something. Maybe I'll see if one of them can communicate with me.
Maybe. Hey, Chromagill. Are they acting a little strange to you? I think they might be getting the sea madness.
Looks over at Morgan. Then Micha. What are they doing?
They're...
They're talking about this elf. Like, they're not keeping it secret. They're
Yeah.
speaking out loud. They're saying, an elf in a rowboat, yes?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard of elves and I've heard of rowboats. It's not entirely impossible that perhaps they have both heard of these things and they are talking about it.
Yeah, but they're talking about it as if they saw it recently. I think they might be hallucinating. We might need to put
Perception
them
check.
Okay.
Modified 20.
What are you percepting?
I'm
Perceiving.
Just looking out into the ocean.
You look out and towards the ocean. You just see the cliff face. There's nothing out on the other side of the ship. You do notice that there's a bunch of seagulls around you. And you do notice the silhouette and what looks like a little bit of a talon just peeking out of the clouds before disappearing.
in. Chromagill, focus. Focus.
There's something very big up there.
There's something big everywhere, Chromagill. Right now,
This
it's
was-
up.
This was very different.
Okay. We'll deal with that as it comes, but I'm saying if they start,
My
going,
gills are telling me there's danger afoot, but I don't...
it might be among us, Chromagill. We might need to take action if we need to restrain them.
My gills are undulating.
I got an 8 in insight. I don't know if he'll need to roll a persuasion or something.
What are you trying to do?
I'm seeing how Chromagill is responding to him, going like, "I think the danger's already in this ship." Like, I don't know if that would be a persuasion.
I'll go ahead
or-
and try persuasion. I don't know if this is versus you or adding to you.
I mean, hold on. Let me try and think this out real
Okay.
quick.
I guess can Chromagill tell? Is he acting like
Erratic.
yeah? Is he
Okay.
acting irrationally afraid, or
Well,
does this
with
seem
that,
founded?
with that roll, I'm going to say you can't tell.
Okay.
You feel like this distress is coming from nowhere and it's coming at you very hard.
Might be hunger.
Something is strange. I will definitely say that, but I'm not sure what. I need to think about this. Chromagill kind of just gets a blank expression and just sort of...
Was the rowboat to the south of here?
Yes. He was hunched over.
Right.
I got that much, and then he stood up, and then it just fades out from there.
Chromagill's just rocking back and forth in a very fetal position.
Look, guys, we're all hungry, and we're all a
No,
little
we're not. We
cranky.
still have food. We're just slowly losing it somehow.
Yeah.
I miss the woods.
Look what we've done to poor Chromagill.
As you're all saying this, one of the seagulls falls from the mast and hits the floor. Its wound is gaping in its chest.
Oh, there's some food. I go and grab it. I examine the wound.
It is a decayed, gangrene-looking chest hole that has been there for maybe more than a couple of hours. This is a dried-up wound that kind of just took its time and finally took its toll on the creature.
I measure it against my own dagger.
Roll a history check.
History, okay. 12.
A dagger did this. Some kind of blade puncture did this. You can't tell if it's your own dagger, but a blade did do this.
Oh, I can't eat this. Throws it overboard.
Okay.
Sploosh.
A couple of hours pass by, and you start looking south. You and Micha are a little bit more concerned as to when this rowboat might occur, because you have this really deep-seated feeling. It's not up against the boat anymore, but you do see off in the distance now there is a man sitting in a rowboat.
Oh, perhaps he can help us.
No.
Someone with vocal cords, call out to him.
Wakes back at the helm. What do you want about?
Micha just like looks to you all. No, don't.
No,
That's,
no.
That's him. That's the person we saw.
Well, perhaps he can...
Don't talk. Don't talk to him.
This doesn't seem right.
Let's just
We remember.
let's just pass by and say nothing.
Okay.
I've done that plenty of times, I suppose. Rather, others passed me by. But sure, I'll remain silent.
Whatever.
Just
Wake
wait.
just-
I know you're at the helm, but it probably would be in our best interest if you don't look at him and pretend like he's not there.
Good luck not hitting him.
He's off to the side. You
Yeah,
can't.
he's,
you
he's
cannot
by
hit
the
him.
cliff, I'm
Okay.
guessing.
Yeah,
I'd have to actively try to scrape against it to hit him.
If you turned at this juncture, you would ram the ship into the cliff face.
Okay. Wake says very confused and still kind of thinking that they're crazy.
Do you still want to take a peek?
Part of him definitely fucking would.
Then I'm gonna say I need you to roll a. You have to roll a stealth.
That's one of the things I'm very good at. 26. So
26. You peer over. You now pretty much have you pretty much have drove the ship like further along. You're now like up beside him. Everyone else has been told like don't look at him, look away. So
I'm gonna do
Micha
it.
and Valtar are just like, okay, well maybe it'd be best if we all stood on this side of the ship and just faced out that way at this point. You don't have that luxury, so your curiosity gets the better of you. You look over the side. You see what looks like the rowboat, but it's tipped over.
There's no man in that.
It's cracked in half and there's a dead body on it.
Oh.
It's like floating debris. And what looks like a piece of a fishing rod is actually a piece of a bow.
Well, good news. Your guy's dead.
Chromagill gets up on hearing it. Who? What? I'm sorry. I've been trying my best to not freak out on this ship. What? Who's dead?
That, scary elf in the rowboat. He's dead. He's over there. It's all shattered into pieces, and he's just floating there, like flotsam.
Chromagill just heads over to the edge of the boat and looks in the general direction that Wake seems to be gesticulating towards.
All right. Okay. Roll a wisdom save.
You got it. I'm sorry, fellas. That's going to be a 9.
Tyler. When last we left our heroes, they were on a 4 days journey over to the mountainside of Haltham. They finally reach there within the 5th day. Micha is out of the Ith's control, so they are now in safe waters. And they all decide it's time to eat breakfast as the day goes on. And they realize that they're really, really low on supplies. Last they remember, they were pretty stocked full, and everything's dwindling, and some of the food's getting rotten.
Okay, we're gonna have to start eating seagulls, probably. I mean, it's been a while since I've had seagull, but what is happening to our rations?
You look up, does anyone want to go on top side on the ship?
I feel like we're having a ship meeting right now.
No, on the deck of the ship.
Gotcha. Yeah, we can have that meeting on the deck.
Sure.
You head upstairs onto the deck. There are more seagulls laying dead on your deck. They're still sitting on top of the mast, but there's a few now sitting on the deck dead.
I'm guessing they all look anemic.
Food.
Yep.
Chromagil just points. Behold, the good sky giveth, and the good sky taketh away.
One of them is covered in maggots and with a giant gaping hole in its chest.
Ew! Throw it off the side.
Morgan, I don't like this. I know, big guy.
What is happening right now? We made that cake yesterday, or we made that, bread pudding yesterday, and now it's starting to look like it's days old.
Perhaps the sea air is more rough on it than we thought. Is this an environment you've taken this food in? I know that can affect
Not
things.
really. I expect it to be where we needed to go within a day.
Everyone roll a perception check.
Nat 20.
Modified 21, obviously.
Whatever I'm seeing, I'm fucking seeing good.
Chromagil, you notice up in the sky that there's a silhouette of a giant bird floating up on the top, on the cliff side of the face. You see a little bit of a talon, but then you also see that the kind of like air around where you saw the talon fly away almost formed a face with no features on it. It looked like a head was looking down upon you.
There is a very strange giant creature above us, and it seems to have some sort of phantasmic face, or lack thereof. It's difficult to describe, but look! It just kind of tries to get their attention towards the
Wake
clouds.
looks up. He got a 21. What, did he catch it?
You
as
saw
well?
that too.
Okay.
Right.
But with him, he like fucking saw it.
Yeah.
Pinpoint.
I got a 15, so...
You got a 15. Well, with that information, you see it slowly ebb away, and it's just the talons of a bird that kind of just like swooped away. But you do see what looks like the etchings of a face looking down upon you, but it has no features.
Could I do some kind of arcana check to see if I can recognize any sort of weirdness that bird might have been doing?
Okay, sure.
I would like to do that, too.
Go for it.
13 for me.
Wake knows his place.
Nat 1.
Yeah.
Natural wonders.
Chromagil has maybe a vague notion, but perhaps not the clearest picture with a 13.
Something is traveling with the mist. The moment you got towards the cloud, the face of the mountainside, that whatever's flying above you and whatever's like airborne is somehow traveling and keeping its eye on you. You feel like you're under surveillance.
Do you think this might be the Fae?
Perhaps it could be. I didn't think it might take a form like this, but it's possible. Either way, I feel like it's that the mist and the cloud it's using that for cover, but keeping a close eye on us.
I need everyone to roll a history check.
18 for me.
6.
That is an 11.
What is wrong with you tonight, Dice?
Valtara then looks over to you, Chromagil, as you also start to get this recollection as she says it to you. Was there a man in a rowboat?
Yes.
Only you remember this now.
Yes, there was. It had been a big top. Do I remember?
You remember everything up until the erasing.
Okay. You and Morgan were concerned about an elf man in a rowboat.
Her and Micha.
Or Micha and
Morgan.
Micha and Morgan were talking about it
Morgan.
We
I think they might be going crazy.
today.
Does this ship have a brig?
What?
you kind of do.
I was like...
Do I remember?
Yes.
Does he remember
we did
anything with
chain
the?
people up.
Does he remember anything with the seagulls and stuff like that, or is it just the rowboat?
No, it's just the rowboat
just the rowboat?
recollection.
Okay.
You remember, specifically remember Wake telling you that it was just a guy. It was just a derelict ship. It wasn't anything. It was like a leftover corpse on top of a rowboat that was broken in half.
There was a rowboat that a man on a rowboat, an elf that greatly concerns you, but Wake later told us he had died and that the ship had capsized. And
Wait, what? Okay, whatever is above us must be playing with your head, because none of that happened.
but it did. It happened to.
It felt no.
Today?
Valtar's looking at you very sternly. No, I'm having this same recollection as well. There was a man in a rowboat, and when we laid eyes upon him, everything just went away. We're losing food, and everything's aging with time.
Chromagil just kind of.
We might need to do something to. If this does happen again, maybe there's some other way apart from the food that can show us that time is lapsing.
All right. Wake pulls out a knife. Okay.
Something a little bit less drastic, I believe. She holds up a piece of paper and a pen.
Fine. I don't have pen. Oh, wait, no, I do have a pen.
Mr. Cartography set.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Then let's all write a note to ourselves in case this happens again. There's something up in the sky. You can leave in your rowboat theory.
She's writing that. She's writing down what you guys see at this point.
Okay, there's something up in the sky. It might be the Fae. We've been traveling for some days now.
We've been traveling for 4 days. We have just reached the mountainside on the 5th.
All right. And we have been here for we don't know how long. Our food is running low, and if this is why...
We should... I'm going to roll a history check for her to see if she's smart about this. No, she is not, unfortunately. Valtara is going to try. Or not Valtara, Micha. Micha is actually a little bit bright when she says this. If we're going to worry if the food source is a problem, maybe we should, I don't know, write an inventory about everything that is good so far.
Okay. We've been refrigerating the stuff we have. I mean, the sangria will not go bad. But,
Right. The cake, on the other hand.
Yeah, the bread pudding might be going bad. Like, I mean, I'm sure we've been keeping it in that cold box, so it might stay good for...
age will come to it soon.
It will eventually, yeah. I'm not sure how long something like that would last. Probably like 5 days total.
Yeah.
Chromagil, I had him roll an investigation just in kind of like the kitchen area, keep stock of everything.
Okay.
Would I have found anything curious, say, in the oven where I placed a shitty bird a few days ago?
I think the shitty bird is what's
has
ended up on
moved.
the deck.
Okay.
Furthermore, the lemon meringue cookies would probably stay good for a
I
good
could
long
say
while.
this, though. Roll an investigation check.
I just did it. It was a 17.
A 17?
Yeah.
There is dried blood in the oven when you open it.
Was this? Is this part of the pudding?
No, we didn't use that because that thing's filthy. That's where we found Scaffy. I hold out my hood.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Then never mind. My mistake. This kind of goes back to sorting things.
I guess I'll do my own investigation check with what he just said.
Okay. What exactly do you want to
About
investigate?
the dry blood.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, that ain't gonna work. I rolled a 2.
Okay, yeah, just dried blood. You probably pass it off that it probably was the hand.
Yeah.
All right, do you guys want to continue going south?
Considering that's the only way we know to go. Obviously, we're all going to sign this sheet of paper in our own signatures so that we all recognize this fact.
All right. So, Chromagil, you and Valtara are now looking off to the side. And you notice that there's someone kind of like near
real
the
quick.
face side.
Actually, before this happens,
Yep.
Chromagil idea formed. Has the ability to leave druidic messages that can only be seen by other druids. So he leaves a message near the wheel that just says, "Don't look at the rowboat." is the message he's leaving.
Okay. So now there is on the wood panel next to the wheel, it now has in Druidic, don't look at the rowboat.
Fuck does that say?
It says, "Don't look at the rowboat." That sounds important to me, and I'm just going to keep it there.
Okay.
I'll see that, and hopefully know something's amiss if this kind of just looks around. If whatever's happening happens again.
All right, off in the distance, I need everyone to roll a perception check.
Wake's also going to carve a tally on the ship wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 16.
Perception, you says?
Yep.
13.
Dice, what's wrong with you today? That's a 5.
Micha and Morgan see the rowboat off in the distance, and there is a person sitting inside of it.
I just look over at Meech and just point.
Rowboat.
Yeah.
Don't look at the rowboat. I don't know what it does or what it is, but something in my gills is telling me do not look at that rowboat.
Micha just shrugs and goes below deck.
Chromagil just kind of like lowers himself to kind of like behind the deck, just kind of sitting again in a fetal position, just...
Valtara kind of like puts herself in a place where she's not looking off on the side. She's not looking on that side where the guy is. She's now looking on the other opposite direction.
I think Morgan's gonna just sit next to Chromagil.
I still really want to look. But he's not. He's going to try not to.
If only there was some sort of temptation roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna go low high.
All right.
That's a 19. So Wake fights the temptation to
Fights
look.
the urge.
You fight the urge to do so. You decide not to look at the. You decide to not look at the man. About 10 minutes pass, and he is now well behind you.
All right, we made it.
Okay.
He's still back there
Yeah,
in the distance. It's just that he's not close to you anymore.
So long as we don't look in that direction, we should be fine. Or at least that's what I...
Micha kind of like comes
Think?
up from the bottom of the deck. Guys, is it really foggy for you?
Is it?
Does a 13 in perception tell me
I
if
feel
it's
like
foggy?
I'd notice.
No, I need all of you guys to roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Well, that's a natural 20. That's a good one. Wake just had a brain blast here.
A 9 for me.
12.
Natural 20 for Valtara,
Nice.
and not so much for Micha.
Yeah, but it's more impressive when Wake does it because he's dumb.
Yeah.
Nat 20 for you is like a nat 50 for someone else.
Yeah.
Valtara and Wake kind of like look around to see where this fog is coming from. It is coming up from the sky, and it's kind of trickling down. You are entering some kind of fog at this point, and the fog was actually funneling down on top of where the rowboat was.
All right. So what does this tell me about it with the Arcana check? What kind of magic do I assume this is?
You don't assume it's magic, but you know that something in the sky is puppeteering this event.
All right. I think we're clearly in this thing's realm. I'm gonna carve in the wheel. Fog.
All right. You do so. You are now entering inside the fog. It is becoming thicker and thicker. This feels like natural fog, but only this time it's kind of converging with what's above you from the mountainside. Wake, I need you to roll me a perception check.
Probably important as I'm the man driving. Well, that's a second nat 20 in a row. There you
Nice.
are, dice.
You watch as what looks like this, the silhouette of a giant bird flies over the ship and into the fog. You peer off into the distance to look towards the fog, and you see a large silhouette of a pillar coming towards the ship.
Oh fuck!
As you turn the ship erratically to veer away from this pillar, another one forms.
Fuck!
You try to bridge your way in the middle, and you start seeing that another one is there.
Oh my god.
Have we found the graveyard?
Maybe. What should I be rolling to try to avoid these things?
Well, do you want to keep going, or
Can I get half sail real quick?
you could set that up?
Yeah. I'm going to yell out because Morgan knows how to rig a sail. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Roll a history check with advantage.
Oh, thank God.
Been sailing for a few days now. This probably has come up before.
A 16.
16? Yeah, you set at half sails. Everything's kind of like slowing down. These silhouettes are now coming up upon you. You're finding ways to bob and weave in between them, like at very easy pace. Chromagil, these are giant trees. They're coming out from the ocean.
You didn't tell me there were ocean forests.
I don't think there are.
Then why are there so many trees?
I'm pretty sure this is a Fey realm.
These trees are huge. They are about the size of ships.
I mean, they're very tall. They're like redwoods.
They're so sovereign.
You have no like. There's very small etchings of what looks like leaves trickling down from the sky, but you have no idea how far the canopy goes up.
While Wake is like slowly steering between them, after fog, he's going to write arrow. Half sail. Trees.
It's turning into Memento.
Yeah.
Do not believe his lies. It's just written all over Chromagill's cap.
There's Chromagill the next day sitting in a fetal position with a beard. Like he actually like went down below deck and got a beard from the costume deck.
I've learned. I don't know if Chromagill has anything he wants to do to these trees. I don't.
Do you have to speak with plants?
I have animal friendship.
I mean, you only just started to reach it. Like, it's the outer ring of what looks like these trees. Valtar is going to try and look through the fog to see if she can find the side of the mountain that you guys were at before.
You know, I've never sailed through a forest before. I'll say this is new.
With a 12, she is unable to discern if there is a mountainside at all anymore. You were very close to it. You were like 60, maybe 70 feet away from the mountainside, and she can't tell if it's there. That's how thick the fog is.
Wake's just traveling via compass right now and trusting his sense of direction.
Do you want to look at the compass?
I mean, it's by the wheel, I'm guessing. 'Cause that's what
You look at the compass, it is spinning rapidly left.
Just
Constantly, yep.
Oh, no.
all right, trusting my own sense of direction here.
Gonna try and perceive that beast again, but got a 3, so never mind.
All right, you don't see that, but now you are entering into the fog completely. You are now in between two giant redwood trees that are coming up out of what looks like something on the bottom of it. It almost looks like the trees are bobbing in the water on top of something.
They don't seem very stable trees.
Going around it.
You're going in between them at this point. Like, there's an open space for you to go in between.
Good. Okay. Thought there was like a platform that they were both on. I'm like, oh no.
Well, they are kind of bobbing. They're almost like buoys in a way.
Gotcha.
Chromagill looks around. Are the seagulls still hanging out on our mast or anything, or have they all?
The seagulls all
left?
fucked off.
They've left. Okay, then never mind. He was gonna try and see if he could Noah the shit out of this and be like, "Go birds, fly off and find land. Find a place for us to stay."
I mean, you're now entering in between these trees.
Yeah.
So at this point, you guys are welcome to try and figure out what's going on as you seem to be navigating through this like small valley of redwoods that are bobbing on something.
Sorry, I'm just Googling a spell real quick.
Sure.
And Wake has none of those. He's waiting to use his practical skills on something.
Let's see if Valtara has anything in here. She has Comprehend Language, Swim, Healing Elixir, Shield, Chromatic Orb, Magic Missile, Bigby's Blistering Barnacles, Analyze Blood, and Dragon Breath.
Question, just want to make sure this mist that we're in, it's not like doing any sort of charm effect on any of us, is it?
For as far as you know, no.
Okay.
It's just straight up just precipitation. It's just mist.
Okay.
But out of nowhere, like I said, it's just strange that now you're entering what looks like trees that are bobbing on the top of the water.
Oh, Wake is well aware of how fucked up the situation is. He's just unable to do
Has
much
nothing
about
to-
it right now.
Nothing to attack it.
There
with
are
or-
leaves falling from the sky and now landing on top of the ship's deck as we speak.
Chromagill would definitely at least pick one of those up and just see if he could identify what kind of tree it was. He knows
Alright.
nature.
Yep.
That's a 22.
22. These are trees that are almost similar in nature to your own like sovereign, like your own sort of kingdom.
My home forest.
Yeah, this is your home forest, pretty much. This feels like you're inland. You are not anywhere near the coast anymore.
The appearance of these trees are at least remarkably similar to the trees I grew up around. I don't understand. How?
You all start hearing haggard breath off in the distance. It's all around you.
Chromagill just instinctively, just a cloud of rapport spores and a 30-foot range. Yes.
Yep.
Or a 30-foot radius. Hello, is someone out there doing this? Please, we're humble travelers. We mean you no harm, and we have gifts.
You hear nothing. No one responds to you.
Yeah.
I have an idea. My wheels are turning right now. I can cast Dispel Magic, but I have to choose an object or creature. Can I select the ship as the object?
Yes.
Like if I just go to the bow of the ship and just sit there and cast Dispel Magic on
I'm
it.
guessing you can do that on the.
You
Or on
can,
the
do, you, can
deck.
do, you can do that on the deck, but I will say this. It will only allow you to dispel magic on the deck that you're standing on.
I mean, that's where all of us are.
Yeah.
This has to have some kind of limit, and the limit is
Right,
you got
right.
one deck.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure because it just says either pick a creature or an object.
I picked
so-
the ocean.
I picked the planet.
Touch water.
Atmosphere. No more magic within it.
Yeah,
They,
they
spell
they-
the air.
Yeah, they dispelled magic as a 9th level spell, and that's why the world is so mundane.
Okay, so I believe it is it's hold on, sorry, because there is something you can roll against to stop it.
Yeah.
So let me just look up what I know. It's 10.
It's
plus
like your
something.
spell attack versus its
Spell DC.
arcana or something, whatever.
Let's see. The DC equals 10 plus the spell level. So, and it is a 3rd level, so it's a DC of 13.
Okay.
What?
So
Stat or
no,
Spell attack.
okay. No, never mind.
no, the level of the spell.
Oh, the level
it's
of the
10. It's 10 plus the level of the spell.
Right.
And it's a 3rd level spell, so it's 13.
Right.
So I'm gonna try that.
Okay. You fucking lucked out by 1 point. The fog is dissipating away from the entire top of the deck. It's all around you. It's like you have like this little dome of protection that kind of like dispels the magic away. As you're going through the forest, you're now seeing that the trees are growing on what looks like the broken ships, derelict ships.
Oh, we're in the graveyard.
Yep.
And there are people that look like they are made out of the tree itself, standing in watch and protection with bows and arrows. They're not moving. They look like they were carved into the tree, but they are at the ready and looking towards you guys.
Don't do anything drastic.
Chromagil just gives a little wave.
You look at them, roll wisdom save.
Oh shit.
Wake is currently carving tree archers in the ship's wheel.
That's gonna be a 12.
All right, well, Chromagil is now standing there looking at the trees, and he's not doing anything else at this point. He is slowly turning to look at the redwood as it's going past you guys. He's slowly ebbing his look towards you, Morgan.
Okay. But Chromagil is.
Yeah, Chromagil is slowly turning in your direction. He's not doing anything else at this point.
Let me just make sure that Dispel Magic isn't a concentration spell, because I want to be fair.
I'm pretty sure its effect is done once it's done. But
Yeah.
Right. Again, I'm not used to playing a spellcaster
Just like a
class.
a
And this
magic
class uses
gust of wind to blow it away.
Okay, it's instantaneous, so there is no concentration.
Yeah.
So we just have a protective dome on the deck.
Yep, so your Dispel Magic spell actually took away the fog that was covering everything.
Okay.
So you're able to see where you were going. Like, you actually had a pathway, and what you saw, Wake, when the entire fog lifted away, you saw the trees, yes. You saw a little bit of the silhouettes, but since you're driving the ship, you notice that there is a beam of light all the way in the distance that kind of looks like it's over some kind of temple. And
That
you're
looks
actually
important.
heading towards there. You had your heading.
Oh, that looks
But-
important.
Morgan then turns to see Chromagil's looking at him. He doesn't have a face. Roll wisdom save.
Light temple.
Which one? Either you, or fucking you. Which one is gonna behave today? Let's go with you. I haven't used you yet. So that is a 15.
All right. Wake, you
Light.
you are now nearing. You are now driving the ship in between these two other ships that are now growing out the redwood trees. You now are actually starting to see these other silhouettes kind of like gargoyling and looking towards the ship.
Just ignore them, Wake. Just ignore them. They want you to look. Probably. I don't really know. This is weird. Never been here before. How about you, Morgan? You ever seen anything like this?
You turn and look at Morgan. He has no face. Roll wisdom save.
What the fuck? Oh, that's a 19 on the die, so that's a 22. Uck!
Nope.
I know.
You do not respond. As of this point, you guys pretty much are now in a trance.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're probably comatose.
You watch as the rest of your crew is now starting to walk towards you, and they have no faces. First Morgan, now they stand in front of you. They don't actually like do anything to harm you. They just stand in your way. You saw that something's wrong with Morgan. You look over towards Chroma
Okay, Chroma. Oh, motherfucker.
Roll another wisdom save.
Are you kidding me? Now they're out in force today. That's a natural 20. So.
Okay.
Just Wake's like,
Meet
is this what you guys have been on about? Meet what about? Are you fucking kidding me? That's a 20 modified.
All right, now Valtara.
Oh my god.
Wisdom save.
I just hold my hand up, slowly look over to Valtara, and a fucking course. That's about fucking time. Natural what?
All right, Tyler.
Everyone died of starvation.
You are
Durs.
You are now entering the fog ring after you just passed over the rowboat. You are now all feeling hungry, and you look towards your food, and it is slowly dissipating.
Okay. Do we remember any? I mean,
You
obviously
remember everything past. You remember everything up to the rowboat.
Don't look at the rowboat.
That's done. You're fine.
All right.
As if he's snapping awake.
This wheel says a bunch of things on it. Apparently I've scarred a line there. There's fog. Half sails! Sails at half! Sails at half!
Roll it.
Oh shit! History.
History with advantage.
Yep.
I was gonna say Chroma can help. Natural 2.
That is a 16.
16, you put yourself at half sails. You are now nearing what looks like giant pillars as they go near you.
Yeah, it said there's trees. Also tree archers. And a light temp. It's a light temp. It's gonna start getting nice out.
Temporary light.
Or
Source?
maybe it's gonna get nicer out, like temperature-wise.
Oh.
Valtara, like, starts rummaging. She actually remembers that you all wrote down something. She's been writing down the account of everything that's been going on so far. But then she notices that it looks like whoever wrote this looked like they tried to erase the work by putting more ink and scribbling it out. I can barely make this out, but... Oh, man, come on. With a plus what, Valtara? With a plus what? With a plus 7.
Oh.
She got an 18. She's trying to read through all the scribbles and whatnot. Morgan dispelled something and revealed... And that's where I leave off.
Wake's just carving another tally in the wheel. Maybe this is what I was doing. Makes sense.
We were all afraid of some kind of man with no face. And every time we looked at him, we felt time had gone backwards.
Can I roll something? Because I literally just looked at all of them without a face. Just to see if Wake remembers. If that
Roll a
rings
history
bell.
check.
Okay. 17.
17. You recall everyone standing in front of you, but for what reason you don't know, but it deterred you so much that everything just went out.
I don't know. I remember something like that, and then all of you just started walking around me, and then gets fuzzy again.
Everything up towards you, since you were the only one who saw the pillar of light off in the distance, Valtara wasn't able to write that down.
Yeah, that's why I carved it into the thing before I noticed that everybody else was fucked up.
Let me roll insight for Micha and Valtara to see what light temp means to them. Oh, Valtara, thank God you are the smart one. Light temp... Pull?
I mean,
Temperature?
I mean, if something cut me off, it could have been either. Temple makes sense if we're heading somewhere.
Well, it had something to do with the fact that all these ships, she looks through the notes again. I really wish someone didn't write down. She takes up her pen and she puts down on the ink, and she realizes it's herself, her own ink. Oh, what?
Are we doing this to ourselves? Is this some sort of hex that I'm... Starts patting his head.
Whatever magic is making us feel this, it's taking control of us and putting us back in a place where we've been to.
And eating our food.
No, that's just time.
The consumer of all.
Well, whatever these archers are, I remember on the rowboat, we wrote down that there was a man and half of his equipment didn't look like fishing gear. It just looked like part of a bow. So whatever these things are, keep looking at us, and every time we see them or try to investigate, they send us back.
So it's not just the rowboat, it's kind of just gestures. Everything? We can't look at anything out here?
No, it's probably the person. We probably can't look at the people.
Wake makes a note above tree archers on the top of the wheel. Don't look.
Don't look now. Tree archers. What?
Don't look. Tree archers. Uh-oh.
Do you think it would be prudent of us if we have all this information written down to investigate one of the ships?
Well,
I mean, maybe. I've got all this carved here, but if you want to keep documenting...
Chromagil just points that a lot of your ink had been scribbled over. It seems that they have a whatever's doing this is able to block our information from this, so perhaps having more ways to stop this would be easier. Just more relays, more ways for us to identify that things have changed.
All right, then I'm open to ideas. Who believes they have an idea to make sure that we would all retain this information?
Well, Wake pulls out a knife and goes towards his arm again.
Wait, no! There's got to be... Wait, Chromagil wouldn't stop you. He's pulled off pieces of himself plenty of times for
Humans can do this too, I guess.
I mean, if we just, tattoo it onto ourselves or something.
I mean, we have other stuff down below deck that we could probably use.
Fine.
Meech is just sitting there, just with a bone saw. Fine.
Chromagil puts a...
Wake just stays at the helm because somebody has to.
I mean, you
Sailing
can also stop it with the anchor.
Yeah, we're sailing between trees, and he needs to make progress.
Chromagil just makes another druidic message, this time on the rim of the ship, wherever he'd be ducking down to not look at things. Just basically saying, do not look at any tree, man, or any person, no face.
So remember that druidic message you put in on the first time?
Yeah.
Do you want to recall what it said again?
It said, do not look at the rowboat, was the original message. And so I am still seeing that.
That message has been changed.
What does it say?
Roll me an investigation check.
You should be able to read it, right?
I should be. It is mine. And it would be my handwriting, theoretically. 11.
Your language.
Claim your season.
I left a message to claim my season. Well, I suppose I always figured I was a bit, kind of looks at himself.
I'm more of a winter guy myself.
He's definitely an autumn.
I always considered myself an autumn fungus.
So
But I don't know what that would mean. Why would I tell myself to... Now he's more confused and just back to his fetal position of, this isn't jovially laughing at stories or learning about a new land. This is perhaps danger, and it's affecting my mind, the thing I cherish the most.
Chromagil, what's wrong? Don't lose your face.
Why would I... just holds his eyes as if they were going somewhere.
Just sticks him in the slots. Just...
It takes so long to craft. Why would I be rid of it?
Do you still write the message you were gonna put down anyway?
he'll write it. He'll write a message. He's gonna leave the. He'll claim your season doesn't make any sense to him, but
Okay.
so he'll
And,
change.
and I don't think he relayed that to any of us.
No, he did not.
Just
Morgan, you remember from what Valtara has told you that you were at the time that all this happened, you dispelled magic on the deck and it released the fog away from you guys so you could see what you were doing. Micha kind of just lets out this little bit of a cackling, almost yelp, ah! She turns around and there's nothing there, and you see her turning around just all over the place, you guys don't feel that?
it constant sense of confusion and dread. I've been feeling it since I woke up today.
If you feel cold, then that's what I'm feeling.
That might, but light temp, found it. 18 in perception.
18 in perception.
That's an 11 in perception.
Also 11.
You are now seeing apparitions walking on the deck. One of them actually looked like it was walking away from Micha as she's turning around. It must have walked through her.
Ah, it's ghosts.
Huh. I have an idea.
Morgan goes to the center of the deck and sits down, clutches the Banshee blade.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okie dokie. I'll just be here.
Let's just talk to the 3 spirits that inhabit Morgan.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll start with obviously, because no face is a theme.
Yep.
Let's talk to our new lady friend.
She now appears before you.
Have you been seeing any of this that's been going on?
I see through your eyes, but I also feel the same effects. All this new information that you're bringing forth to me is all happening in this instance.
So, if that's happening to you, that's probably happening to the big guy in Mad Lad. Shoot.
The fuck is going on, Morgan?
Elrin, calm your tits. I'm trying to figure that out myself. Now we got spirits on the deck. This don't seem right. Was there anything you could recall?
Remember when I spoke that the last I remember we had ley lines?
Mm-hmm.
I can't put a finger on it, but it feels like this place has some kind of connection to that. Almost like a link between them.
Okay.
She like turns and looks over to the apparition. His clothing is different. There are others out there, I can sense them. They all feel like they're lost in time.
Lost in time. Let me get back to you. I gotta relay this to the crew. I let go of the sword.
Yep.
Chromagill's just over here.
Chromagil, there's a small child, a little goblin child apparition walking past you.
Hello.
Poor Chromagill's just traumatized.
It's okay, big guy. So, any of y'all ever heard of arcane ley lines? Anyone?
Veltara holds her hand up.
Wake's got cartoon pigs dancing in his head with a unnatural one. Rolled a 2.
16, a history check.
You got it.
That's what I'm looking for.
You know, you've heard fairies and other creatures that are bound to the spirit realm have some kind of connection. You've never experienced it, but you know that such a thing exists.
I believe that's a Fey term. Normally something with its connection to realms.
Well, think of it this way. We are crossing that line right now. These spirits are actually lost out of time. Time is weird here. I think that's why the food is rotting so quickly.
Bless you.
So, clearly...
Tyler sneezed, roll it back.
No!
No!
Actually, no.
Last we left our hero.
Are you fucking kidding?
No, I'm...
So, I'm guessing we gotta be at the ship graveyard by now. This is it. This is some Fey nonsense.
I mean, these trees are kind of bobbing unnaturally. That makes sense.
Would it be prudent to offer our tribute now, then, if the Fae is already toying with us?
I mean, we still need to find it.
Let's go grab it from the icebox. Maybe we just have to put it on the deck. Because something is clearly watching us. It has some kind of omnipresence here.
All right.
You all hear a
I don't
on the
like-
deck.
I don't like the sound of that.
Perception, 22.
22.
Do I know where it came from?
Chromagil, you see someone kneeling down as if they're Superman posing from the sky on top of the deck.
Oh god.
Yeah, Wake actually got the same there.
You see it as well. It doesn't stop. It doesn't look at you. It just stands on the deck, stands up. It has a hood over its face, and it starts just meandering around the deck.
All right.
I got a 17 as well, so.
Wake is going to basically pull a guy sensei and not look at the face, only look at the feet. Hey, what's up? Staring directly at the feet, not gonna look at the face.
Okay. The creature pays you no mind. It just looks like a regular ass elfin cloak.
I'm afraid to sneeze to communicate it. Ask if it's looking for sweets.
Wake speaks in Elven, which is one of the languages he rarely uses, but has. You seem to have found your way to our ship. Is there anything we can do to help you?
You are still bound to the material plane.
It's the only one I've ever known.
What brings you here? Why do you travel to this domain?
We seek to save them.
What more do you wish to take from our mistress?
We wish not to take anything except for the time it takes us to pass through. We're just looking to save the material plane and hopefully protect this realm as well.
Your quest does not abide by what our mistress wants.
I am sorry for that. We do come bearing gifts for your mistress.
We have left you a message before if you are not visible to it beforehand. It turns to look at you.
Wake's looking at the feet.
Roll an insight check.
Insight is a modified 20.
Is it?
It stands in front of you. You can feel its presence. It almost feels like it's actually getting taller as it reaches over you. You feel like this overwhelming, energy is now leaning over on top of you as you hear a whisper right above your head. What is thy season?
Is it saying this out loud?
Saying it to him.
Okay.
Saying it to me in
Unless
Elven.
you want to walk up to there and engage.
in Elven, I believe.
And which? Okay, that's fair. Also, which Krobagil does not speak Elven, so.
All right. Wake says personally that he is a creature of summer, but that he travels with a creature of fall.
When you say creature of fall, you feel the creature grab you by the chest and pull you up. Roll a wisdom save.
Wake was also reaching into his back to grab one of the bottles of sangria. But first things first. Whew. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
All right.
You are looking at this thing dead in the face. It almost looks like it has features of a face, like sunken in features where the eye and the mouth should be, but it's not there. And the entire world around you while looking at this thing's face is shaking violently.
I slowly pull out the bottle of sangria.
What would summer bring to a court of spring as a gift?
I basically present the bottle. A sample. Fruits of spring.
The elf takes it, puts you down. It's still looking at you.
Wake hasn't broken eye contact at this point, knowing that he
I need to
hasn't.
roll another wisdom
God
save.
fucking damn it! That's a 19 on the die. Nice. That's a 22.
Okay, you're still fine, but the world is still shaking around you. It feels like there's a fucking earthquake happening every millisecond.
Oh my god. If you wish to give that to your mistress, let her know that there is more and we only seek passage. We only wish to get through to protect these worlds.
If you have tribute for our mistress, you will continue sailing this. You will continue sailing this way, and he points out to the right to the bow of the ship, and he can just point straight. Continue your sail. You will be in audience with her soon enough. You will explain yourself then. Bring tribute.
You have my gratitude. I say in Elven, having broken eye contact and now looking out towards the direction I need to sail.
Okay, you walk over back towards the ship. Everyone is now seeing there are more of these elven creatures on the deck.
Oh.
Chromagil is just still fetal position, just staring at the floor now, afraid to look at anything. The world has become a confusing nightmare for this mushroom
There's a
man.
ghost barbershop quartet standing next to you singing invisibly.
I hate this. I have so
Don't
many
worry, we'll be
questions that
there
I can't
soon.
ask.
We'll be there soon.
So long as you don't look at these creatures, you can speak to them.
Who is this? Why are you attacking us? just says to the air.
Yep.
They aren't attacking us, buddy. They're just defending their realm.
Our mistress wishes us to not have mortals take away what was precious to her again. We are under orders to make sure that whoever comes into this realm is lost. Your tribute will be a way to at least gain an audience to explain yourself. Chromagil, you're hearing this voice right on top of you.
And if I look at you, will I forget all of this, or wake up somewhere else, or have some nightmare befall me?
We do not know the effect that our mistresses put on us to the mortal realm. We only know that they become us temporarily for us to dispel them away.
Well, okay, then I suppose I just won't look at you. Do you have a name? I'm Chromagil.
It doesn't respond to you.
Not a very talkative bunch.
Mike just continues sailing in stern silence.
You want to roll a survival check? Because you are kind of like trying to dodge, not look at these guys, and keep sailing. And in fog, by the way.
Yep. That's why half-mast is very useful here. Survival, that is a 19.
19. You feel like the ship is like, you know, like in a tunnel of love where like the boat is bumping off to the side on top of the metal railings on the water? That's kind of like how the ship is feeling right now, but you're kind of like just able to tip the ship in a certain direction where you're not going to collide into a tree. But you're still going forward. You're making progress.
Chromagil would just... So what kind of tribute does your mistress like? I would hope to appease her with whatever we bring her, and I want to be sure we're not insulting.
What are you offering?
We have sweet pudding and delicious juices from various fruits.
And cookies.
And cookies. So I've been told. I tend to just eat nutrients, in their rawest form, so what they're contained in rarely matters to me.
All right.
Delectable sweets, mostly.
We believe that this is why you have not been rooted. Our mistress has told us you carry something with you.
Well, I hope she'll still appreciate it. This journey has been a tad longer than we had intended, so it might not be as fresh as we had hoped it would get to her. I hope she understands that.
It's been in a cool, crisp place.
You will speak to our mistress in audience, and she will dictate if you are to be rooted in this domain or if you are to be let go.
Seems fair.
Micha just turns and looks at you. No, it doesn't!
Shut up, Micha.
One of the first times Chromagil has ever had to shush someone. Considering he communicates telepathically, that was probably pretty weird. Just felt like static entered your brain for a second.
And this is where we'll take a break.
Works for me. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the table, Wonders. I'm keeping my eye contact off the table so you don't have to roll it back no matter how many wisdom saves I make. Hooray, monk.
Yep.
And my necessity of having a relatively high wisdom.
All right, so it's getting colder as you trek through this this environment. You're feeling like your entire body heat or whatever heat you were producing is actually dissipating from you. I need everyone to roll me a survival check.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Modified 20.
18.
17.
All right, Valtara rolled pretty good. Micha, on the other hand, is suffering 1 point of exhaustion as she is shivering.
Isn't she a snow leopard?
I know. This is even more fucked up.
Oh, the irony.
Okay.
The irony is not lost, as she's even saying that to herself, like, oh, of course the one with the fur is getting all the cold. What is happening here?
I produce my own heat. Fire.
I'm dead.
I hibernate in the colder seasons.
Oh, that's all great for you. She looks like she has like a immense fever right now.
She's got the sniffles.
With her medical knowledge, she's actually able to keep like most of that, like any sort of like illness at bay. Because what kind of a doctor would she be if she couldn't even take care of herself?
I just imagine a barn,
Dr.
like you
Neil
know
Lifestyle.
barn kittens, how they have all that mucus just all over their face, like right there.
yeah.
That's what I'm imagining with her on a sick day.
Ew.
So she's able to like keep herself cleaned up, but at the same time, she's suffering a point of exhaustion. She must intake food to keep that going. So she will eat out of the rations. Let me see how much you guys have left up. That's not rotten.
I have a bunch of dried fish. I'm guessing that's what we were kind of consuming now.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
So yeah, she'll mark one away as she has to take some food.
All right.
All right, I need everyone to roll survival yet again as more time passes by.
Chili, chili.
15.
That's a 24.
8.
The cold has gotten to Valtara and to Chromagil. They are feeling that their entire like nervous systems are becoming numb.
Now, this chill, is this like we are entering an area that's cold, or does it just feel like the heat is being... You said it felt like the heat was being sapped away from our bodies
Yes.
rather than...
As you travel through, it feels like almost like there's a wave of some kind of energy that's pushing your heat away. Almost like you're wafting through a current.
All right, well, Wake just continues to bolster himself by generating flames of thicker and thicker quantities around his body,
Chromagil, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
mostly on the parts that are not touching wood.
15.
15? All right, you're fine. So is Valtara. She's fine. But you all suffer a point of exhaustion. You must eat.
And now exhaustion, that means they take disadvantage on ability checks,
Yes.
but not... okay.
They take they take disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah, but not attack rolls or things like that.
Yep.
This is a rule I had to brush up on yesterday.
Yep. And you are now starting to see a beacon of light in front of you.
Oh, that's the light temp.
You're
Cool.
you're seeing a silhouette of what looks like a temple up on top of a hill, but you still can't tell exactly where the water ends and begins through this fog, and it's still getting colder as you enter in. Everyone rolls survival one more time.
Oh, boy. Now, that would be at disadvantage for those that are already fatigued, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Nice. 17.
22.
Oh, Valtara got in that one.
Oh.
15. You're fine. That was with disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're
16
fine.
or 50.
Micha
Worked out pretty well.
Micha got 17 both times. She's fine. Valtara has no face.
Nobody look at Voltara. Voltara lost her face.
How do you know?
Because I have an omnipresent sense of... I'll roll a wisdom save.
Schoolyard bullshit.
No, you're not looking at
Oh,
her.
okay, cool.
No one's looking at her yet because all the elf people with no faces now all crowd around Valtara and wait and make her stand up.
That was exactly 21, mind you, though.
Just for the
She now
record.
meanders the ship with them, almost acting as them.
Chromagil is just continuing his, like, I'm just going to stare at the floor, survive,
She begins
focus.
to. You all hear in some language. It's not Elven. Does anyone here speak Sylvan?
I do.
I could have sworn
Chromagil.
Sylvan was El. Oh, wait, no, I guess that's just pure Fey language.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the
Sylvan
real-
is pure Fey. Elven is
the
real
real
shit.
shit.
You are now hearing the elven creatures now speaking to Valtara, who is speaking a language she has never spoken to or knows anything about. She doesn't have a face either, so it's kind of weird. You're hearing her voice come out of like this muffled no like features thing. She is divulging everything about why you guys are here to them.
Valtara is currently telling the Phantoms everything about us. She is going in great detail.
Well, that'll save us some time, at least. I wasn't intending on lying.
Fortunately, none of this information seems like something we wouldn't want them to know, but I just wanted you to be informed that that's what all the sounds are about over there, in case you couldn't understand.
Roll me a perception check.
6.
6?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you are busy with the ship right now, yeah?
I'm driving.
Uh
I mean, if I'm allowed to check something, I'll do it with disadvantage. But
huh. You can if you want to.
What am I rolling?
You're like you watch as Valtara was conversing with the bunch of the elves, and then her and
just in my periph.
and a small little troop of them head down into the deck.
All right, that's.
There was nothing down there, was there? I mean, other than the sweets, I guess, maybe.
I mean, if they want to prepare it for her.
She comes back up, presenting in one hand. She comes back up, presenting in one hand the marble in a box, the thing that is supposed to transport you over to a vast.
Hold on, I kept that shit on me.
Yeah, but how many times have you been knocked out?
Yeah, but it would have been in like a bag at like I keep it in my bag.
How many times have you been knocked out?
I guess, but I feel like that's something that I would notice if it left my person.
You never did a check to look for it.
That's fair. You know, I'll roll with it.
It's the Fae, man.
It's like motherfucker. Damn it!
And she pulls out the jeweled scarab.
I look in my other pocket.
It's not there.
Son of a bitch! All right, fine. They know. Gonna need that back though.
It's the Fae with them fast hands.
I have fast hands too. Don't make me show them.
They're real fast when you're asleep.
Sticky fingers from all the honey.
Sap fingers.
With that, you finally feel like the ship is kind of like ricketing on top of what looks like land. It kind of like stops now fully as it kind of like bars itself.
Anchors.
Oh.
Ping.
Clang, clang, clang. It never stops.
It never does.
The
Tell the
fog.
Fae it's music.
The fog around you begins to disappear as you are now what looks like on top of a small, not island, but like it's a small bar of land that looks like it enters into a never-ending spring-like forest.
All right.
The temple is in front of you. It looks like a very nicely, like, well put together silver tower. It has a staircase that leads up into an open archway, and the light is coming from the archway, and that looks like where a bunch of the fog is actually like kind of emanating from.
I nudge Morgan and just say like to keep an eye on basically keep an eye on the scarab and the ball. And Wake goes down to grab the offerings. Mm-hmm. The cookies, the other bottle of sangria, and
I'm gonna roll a survival check. I'm gonna roll something on the food.
I did have the the bread pudding in there with the refrigerator ball, so hopefully it was keeping it chilled.
Yeah, that's still fine.
Yay.
It was the bread pudding, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. The bread pudding was in
Oh.
with the refrigerator
The
ball.
cake, though, is...
The cookies?
Well, the cookies would stay fine for a good long while because they're dry.
Because we had the pudding, cookies, and sangria, right?
Yeah,
those
pudding,
are the three
cookies,
things.
sangria.
Okay, age has taken a little bit of a toll. It's not massive, but...
It's a little stale.
Yeah, a little on the stale side. Just a little bit.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We've been groundhogging our way through this ocean. Things will
How
happen.
long?
Yeah, you actually, like, if anyone wants to roll a survival check to see how long they've actually been in this Groundhog Day situation.
Man, 23.
As far as Wake's aware, at least 3 days.
No.
Survival, you said?
Yep.
16.
This journey, including all the times you've been groundhogging through this, I'm going to say you were out at sea for 10 days.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, so we've been in this loop for 5 days.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
They take faceless Valtara now kind of like stands alongside with everyone else holding the objects in her hand. They don't really take it away. They turn to look to the rest of you. When they stand on land, their faces return.
Chromagil is still too scared to look up. He is going
Yeah,
to be
Wake
staring
Wake
at the
is
ground
staring.
until
Wake
told
is staring at feet.
otherwise.
Stand upon this land, and you will be able to see as we see you.
All right. I walk forward, holding the offerings.
You stand on land. You feel like that heat that left you has instantly returned, like almost like something pushed you, and you somehow have that body heat again.
Oh god, now it's so warm. I got used to the other way.
You look up and you notice everyone has their faces except Valtara still.
Yeah, Wake looks up. Oh.
Nothing happens.
Huh. So.
Chromagil looks over at Valtara. She still doesn't have a face, you said?
Yep, she does not have a face.
Kind of. Will she be okay?
She is lost to the domain. If she was not tethered to us, she would be one of them. He points out back towards the fog, and you see all the spirits walking out in the middle of the ocean, in the water.
And they're just trapped that way forever?
Indeed.
Chromagil just kind of shrinks at the concept of forever as a being who's lived for 1,000 years. That means a lot.
Well, either way, we've come this far. We'd like to present our offerings to
You
the
may
lady.
follow us then. They kind of stand in a line with Valtara taking the front, and they kind of like usher her up the staircase.
By the way, Wake did take the time to change into his more decorative clothing. His
Okay.
show clothes. Silver helmet included.
Okay. With that, let me double check my notes so I'm not getting anything wrong.
Put the best foot forward and all that.
Mm-hmm.
My low-ass charisma.
All right. You are now walking up this staircase into what looks like a giant tree that merges into the temple itself. You get up towards the open archway inside the tree. You are now standing within the roots of it. This looks like a large, illustrious room that has been cobbled out of the tree. And you now see a very, very, very eloquently placed banquet in front of you on a table. The table is made of gold, the seats are made of gold, the cushions on it look like they're made of the finest silk you've ever seen. There's tapestry all over the place, all indicating like emblems of spring. Chromagil, you've seen these before. Anytime the elves or anything of the Fae have spoken of the Court of Spring, this is their colors. It is a very light green with a little bit of red tone on the inside of it for etchings. This is a true Fae's court. You are in another dimension at this point.
Okay.
You basically know nobility about all of this. So with that knowledge, if you have anything to ask of her or have anything that pertains to this, being a druidic kind of person that you are, you have advantage on anything that requires intelligence here.
Okay. All right. Chromagil is just going to kind of just take the most respectful stance he can, just realizing he is somewhere very, very sacred, and is just going to be as calm and polite and curt as he can, just speak when spoken to and not try to make any sort of fuss. He understands he is out of his realm.
Yep. Hey, guys, when you look at Chromagil, roll an investigation check.
I'll investigate all of Chromagil. 13.
12.
13. Oh, no, you guys see this. You're normally used to the whole, like, hollowed-out eye kind of look that's on Chromagil. He looks like a handsome man face. You do not...
Hello, friends.
When you all look at Chromagil, he looks like he actually just has a person's face there.
Fear not.
You're speaking aloud. They don't require the spores.
Did I just... I can hear that. I can hear. I have taste. Oh!
I just picture Grant's face on Chromagil now. That's all I got.
Protruding out of a mushroom.
He
just,
goes into that
Hey!
song.
Like hyper realistic even. If we were cartoons, it's just his face.
Oh, God.
You are handsome Squidwarding so hard right now.
Man.
It's the hey, all you people.
Hey, all you people.
It's just.
Chromagil is containing his excitement because he still understands he is in the Court of Spring, and that's kind of freaking him out because he understands the reverence of this place, but also, holy shit, I have a mouth. Oh.
You feel way more stronger here. You actually, like, your body has grown to produce mass. You actually, like, look
Get
more...
them gains.
You look more physically muscular than you did before.
Gonna hate leaving this place.
Chromagil is jacked.
Chromagil, you feel bigger being in this presence.
Would you say, as a man who's been seeking balance in nature in his realm for as long as, ever since all
This
this
place
calamity
has it.
started, this is exactly the feel I'm going for?
This
All
is
right.
a pinnacle of perfection that you are looking for.
Friends, I feel like this is... I heard an old story once about a young lady who traveled to a village of bears and tested their wares. Some were too big, too small, too hot, too cold. But my friends, I believe in that legend. This is as described as just right. Can we do this in Las Aranas? As thunder punctuates my as you begin to realize that perhaps Chromagil has found his goal.
Perhaps someday.
I like it here.
Perhaps someday all places can be as splendiferous
Looks
as
at the
this.
phantoms walking around in misery trapped in time. As perfect as this.
I mean, they're no longer hungry.
Nor are they dead. We finally found it.
The balance.
Oh no. Be careful. Chromagil might become a villain if he hangs out here too long.
Funny enough, Wake hits a high enough level, he will never be hungry either.
You fucking crushed my concentration so bad. I love it.
Oh, my head.
You'll have to excuse me while I try to find my place again.
Hey man.
It happens.
Doing my
That
best.
was amazing. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, you feel that this is like a perfect achievement of what you're looking for.
This is the green.
It feels that way, but at the same time, you don't know, like, to you, this feels like this is a perfect kind of balance. To everyone else, this is just outright fucking weird, and this is alien. This literally feels like you stepped out of your own fucking, like, plane of existence.
Most Wake would probably be able to get from any of this is just stories that his mother told him when he was a baby, since she was a druid.
There is a very slender and gaunt woman standing just behind where there's where the table is. She's looking out towards the other side of the tree, looking out towards the vast like landscape that looks like a grassland. She turns around and looks to you. Her facial features are very pointy and like very bony.
Faye-like.
It doesn't look like she's malnourished though. It just looks like her face has a very triangular sort of like cheekbones.
Like she was carved.
Yeah, she looks like
Got
she was
very
carved out of a
prominent
tree.
features.
Yeah.
Unnaturally thin.
Her nose is not there. It kind of like looks like there's just little slits where a nostrils would be.
Okay.
Her eyes kind of like fluctuate into like a sort of warm color each time. So like sometimes when you look at it, it's red. Sometimes when you look at it, it's green. She has hair that kind of like merges into her eyebrows and it kind of like flows out and kind of spreads out, and you almost watch as trees. It looks like roots from trees are trying to grow out of the hair. They create leaves, and the leaves fall off, and the roots return back into her hair.
Wake looks to see what sort of actions the other elvish people around him are taking in reverence of this person.
They stand at attention. They're not like doing anything.
All right, so they're not kneeling.
Not yet, anyway.
All right, so Wake stands at attention as well and just holds aloft the offerings.
When she turns to look at you guys, she looks like she has like some kind of robe that like half covers her, and the other half that actually isn't covered. It's when exposed to the elements, her skin becomes bark.
Gotcha.
So like every time when she moves, like you got like a little bit of side boob, and then like when the side boob is exposed, it becomes bark, and then when it gets covered back again, it returns to flesh.
Auto censorship.
Yeah, pretty much. She gets to the table as she's like sitting there, like almost like it almost looks like a biblical scene. She looks at the center of the table. She sits herself down. We'll allow them to sit then, she says to the guard as they all stop and park to the side. One of the alien ones have been turned, I see. Very well. Those of you who have your senses of you, please have a seat.
Wake steps forward and is there like a nice spot on this table where he can set these offerings?
Yes.
All right, he sets them, all three of them, like the nice bottle on the side, and takes a seat.
Chromagil finds a seat and smiles a big smile since he doesn't normally get to do that.
Handsome.
I I was going to fluff it and say he makes a strange face in an attempt at a smile, but I feel like he's at this place where everything seems in balance and right, so he just naturally gets it, and he's just smiling like a person who has smiled a million times.
I believe the word you're looking for is you are content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wake also takes it this time to remove his helmet and sets it kind of on his side. Thank you for taking the time to have audience with us.
Well, it was nice of you to at least want to give me gifts in a way, and with what I have been told, she looks over to Valtara, as who's still holding on to the two objects. Based on the information I've gotten over the past, I believe it's a week, is it, in mortal times? When 7 days have gone past?
Yeah, we lost a little track there with your very well-trained guards.
Well, that is part of my magic. I am, of course, part of the True Fae itself. I am the font living.
Very nice to meet you. My name is Wake. I am not any of that.
No, but I do know what you are here for, and I do know what you seek. However, please, sit down, eat. There is nothing on the table, apart from what you just put down. It almost, when you go to reach for anything on the table, do you do anything? Like, you have empty plates, empty cups, there are utensils everywhere, but the plates are invisible, like, there's nothing on them.
I look towards her and I say, it all looks so good. What would you recommend?
You doubt me. I hear that sarcasm, dear.
That is not sarcasm. That is Wake simply trying to,
Be polite.
yeah.
What do you wish it to be?
Wake reaches out and he's like, he thinks about the last time they had a conversation. Haven't had lobster in a bit.
It's a lobster on the table. You reach your hand out and you grab nothing there, and it's a lobster in your hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wake was willing to Wake was willing to hook this and pretend he was eating and actually end up eating.
Chromagil just puts his hand on the plate, picturing the finest soil from which he would just absorb nutrients.
Cow shit. Excellent.
Just some, we got some manure right here. Just
Yep.
Sorry, I turned into a child for a second.
Yeah, Wake just starts eating the lobster shell and all. Straight venom that.
Morgan.
Some nice porridge from back home.
All right, well, obviously you can't eat porridge with your hand, so what do you do?
Grab the spoon. It's a full set of utensils.
Full set of utensils. Pick up a spoon.
Gesture
You-
as
you-
if it's
you
going
hear-
into a bowl.
You hear a clink, and you lift up your hand, and as your fist moves away, you see now a bowl of porridge.
This is quite delicious. Thank you very much. We were running low on provisions.
My name is Waylon of the Spring Court.
Very nice to meet you, Waylon. And thank you for this bountiful feast.
my cousin Yutani rules the summer realm.
Well, really,
It is the 40th anniversary of that franchise.
I guess. Well, you did offer me something, so in return it would be only fair. The Spring Court is known to give bounty and generosity to those who wish to show it to them.
Oh, we appreciate it, but if there was anything that we might ask, we were just looking for passage through. I mean, you know of our quest. You know what we seek to stop.
I know that something big is coming, but it does not concern me, considering that my realm is vastly protected and very well guarded. However, I will not bar from moving my realm from this position.
Nor would I ask you.
Then I believe we are at a, what do the humans call it? Oh yes, an impasse. For you see, there's a little bit more to this story than you know. The reason why my realm will not move is because I gave my heart out to a mortal of one of your plane.
I see.
And in doing so, that mortal betrayed me by taking the union of our realms together, my sun, my day star, away from me into the mountains. I do not know who it was, how they entered here, but in order to keep everything else that is precious to me and not stolen away by those who wish to siphon my generosity, all the food looks rotten in front of you. And it returns back to normal.
I wonder what happened to my manure when that. No, yeah, never mind.
It turned into a cow.
No, it turned into clay.
Aha.
Once it's back normal.
Chromagill's hand never moved. He just had it sitting on his plate, just absorbing
For a
whatever's
second,
there.
it was encased in clay.
Yep.
Just
I will not budge. I will not move this dimension, and I will not relieve myself of the realms, nor will my anger be sated until my Daystar has returned to me.
I understand your frustration. I too know the feeling of loss. But if I may, I would gladly attempt to assist you with retrieving your Daystar. But as you've heard, this quest that we are on, time may be of the essence. And should anything happen out there, an invasion of these demons from realms that I wouldn't even guess to inhabit, if a mere mortal could appear and take something so precious to you, what might these beings be able to do?
On top of that, if your precious Daystar is in the mortal realm, it's the mortal realm that's in danger. If these demons are given their way, it is putting him in a very, very dangerous place.
She holds she has her hand pocketed in her cloak. Do you see this, Warden? She pulls her hand out and it turns into bark.
Yes?
I cannot leave this place. I am of pure font. If I leave this realm in any way, shape, or form to search for my Daystar, this would not come to pass. I would wither and die. I am a prisoner here. Anyone who enters my realm is entering a death sentence, lest they have my permission. I will grieve and I will be angry, but I will not put myself in danger to die out in the middle of the mortal realm.
Nobody is asking you. We simply need passage through here, to the other side.
If we leave, we can tell others your story and perhaps find some way to help you, but unfortunately...
Or once our task is complete, once we've delivered what we need to deliver, we can help you.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job.
No, I know. No, trust me. Trust me, you are.
And she's got a lot of baggage that we got to work through.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, persuasion with disadvantage, that's a 15.
Your name is Wake Scalebound, yes?
Yes.
She leans over towards you. Her body almost stretches out to actually reach in front of you.
Wake stays perfectly still.
I am not convinced. Unless you are willing to do something that is unequal to my loss.
I've already lost so much, but...
You have more to lose. She turns and looks to Valtara.
You want us to leave her here with you?
She snaps her fingers and Valtara walks over and hands her both items. If you wish to parley with me, I have a way to parley with you.
Very well.
If you find my Daystar, these items, which are of great importance to your quest, will be returned to you. If not, I will gladly give these back to you. You will have no ill will. You will be set free from my domain. However, the Court of Spring, should you enter again, will not be courteous like this time, and we will not move until my Daystar has returned to me.
A quick out of character question here. She's making it I'm just. Would their court need to move in order for us to progress? Is that what I'm kind of picking up on here? I think.
You have 2 other options. This is one option.
Basically, we can't.
Yeah,
we-
no,
we-
I'm just trying to say, like, can we get through to the side that we're trying to get through with? Okay, so their court would have to move
Yeah.
in order for us
the
to
court
get
would
there.
have to move in order for you to get where you're going.
Gotcha.
I think rather than this being a thing we can get through, this is an obstacle that's just once
In
we
the
get
way.
here we can't pass it.
South Sea this is the South Sea option. And unfortunately, the South Sea option is there's a fucking Fey domain in the middle of the
It's
water.
not that it's a ship graveyard, it's a literal portal to a completely different place and is not taking us where we were
Yep.
hoping.
And in order for you to do this, she is willing to say, all right, to show that you're true, give me the items that are very precious to you. I will let you off. You find my day star. I will give you more information on what this day star is.
But our problem is,
You're
We-
letting her hold on to this shit.
yeah, and I think we've been given the impression that we don't have time to do this quest, as even if we would like to, because shit seems like it's going down real fast. And I think that is where our
And with
conflict lies.
unfortunately your skipping of time after this
Yeah,
entire
we've
week,
already used more time.
you
than
don't
we were
know how
hoping
much
for.
time is
Yeah.
left.
Would it behoove us to take the offer of just trying a different route? Or could we find this day star?
The only thing I know of this is that he is somewhere inside this mountain. He is not left further into the continent.
So at least he's nearby.
Would we have any sort of indicator? Do we know what he looks like? What we're looking for?
If the parlay and bargain is struck, I will divulge that information to you.
Smart.
Mr. Morgan Strong, was it?
Aye.
You are indeed correct in this. It is smart of me to take caution in the mortals after I have given them my trust and they have taken what trust I gave to them away in physical form. There is a piece of the font that lives in the mortal realm now. That is a deadly combination for your realm.
Chromago kind of stiffs up. If we could bring back your day star, you could move the court of spring.
I would move
Correct.
this anywhere you would wish. If you wish us to leave, I will leave. But only when something so precious to me has returned to my realm.
Would getting rid of this obstacle help other ships come in and help us once we make our way there? This might actually be a good long-run strategy
Just to be able to have something go back the other way or go forward this way.
to have safe passage through this area, the quickest route. The only problem that was with it was this strange ship graveyard, which we're now discovering is this. Something far more not only dangerous but confusing. If we could get rid of this, that would open up our travel ways and make that a much simpler passage for assistance.
I don't know where you learned it, Chromagil, but you have a good sense for war.
I've talked to a lot of travelers, and and I feel just real good in here. Don't expect this kind of helpfulness later.
Yeah, we better savor that.
My day star is somewhere hidden within Haltham. If you could find him and return him here, I will move this domain for you.
I'm going to say this. You have a deal, but I would have done this anyway. Remember that. Wake picks up his helmet.
I will remember this. But unfortunately, until your actions speak louder than your words, Mr. Scalebound, I will not be convinced again. I have been hurt far too much. She takes the items.
I can sympathize with that. I've had my trust shattered.
My son, which I call the Day Star. Unfortunately, I do not know what mortal name he wished to give himself, but he is a drow with Fey ancestry. He will have features as I so much have, but he has been taken away into the mountain as his father lived in the Undermountain cities. I know of one way in which my husband used to speak of where he entered into the Underdark, and it was that of Gulliver, the town of the dwarves.
God fucking damn it.
Sounds like a place place we could have gone.
It was.
If you wish to seek out anyone who knows anything about a court of Fae of Spring, that will most likely give you clues as to find out where my son has been taken. I do not know why my husband was slighted against the court, or why he took my son away and used me for whatever reason. But this will assist you. She hands you a cloak. It is a bright red cloak that looks like it has leaves that loop around like a wreath around the neck. This is a Court of Spring Cloaker. This object, when donned in the presence of anyone who is part of the Spring Court, will assist you. It is a symbol that proves you are an ally of the Spring Court. But be warned, if you wear this around any of the other courts, you will be met with opposition. And I suspect that even though my husband was that of a mortal, I feel there might be another court's tie in all of this.
In all my time with it, would it have mentioned what court it might have belonged to?
Fall.
Oh, okay. Don't wear it around it.
So who's going to take this cloak?
It sounds like something Chromagill
I
would
was
actually be
gonna
able to wear.
say,
Yeah.
Chromagill would take it if offered.
All right, she hands it to you.
Court of Spring Cloaker.
Does it have any additional features outside of...
No, it is purely cosmetic. If you wear it, you will have advantage to persuasion to anyone who is a part of this court.
Okay.
And you will have
erase that from
disadvantage if you're not a part of the court. So any charisma checks you have to the spring will be with advantage.
I wear it, and suddenly everyone in the court's like, he's a good guy.
Yeah, no, you just like,
I
well,
like that mushroom.
Trust him.
that
He's
guy's-
smart and handsome.
That guy's rad. Like all the other elves are wearing this cloak, by the way, but they're all green to fit into combat with the trees. Now, regain your strength, have your meals, do whatever you wish to deem yourselves worthy of time and rest. I will have my court push you outside of my domain with the utmost haste. From there, the rest is up to you. Find my Daystar, bring him back here, and the Court of Spring will be in your favor and will move away from the material realm.
Hey, Chromagill, you mentioned that you really like this place.
Yes.
What if the court moved to where you live?
Well, my forest was a place that a lot of travelers went through, so if it was this confusing, that might be difficult, but...
Maybe it doesn't have to be that confusing. Maybe if we can... I'm saying this to Chromagill as we're kind of like walking out.
This place wasn't always this defensive. It was far more peaceful and much more open to travelers.
There are some places where the mortals are more honorable. Perhaps there is a home for you out there.
The spring is very new to the font. So is autumn. Summer and winter have stronger ties to these realms. I'm certain you know them as, you mortals call them as elder gods, do you not?
Maybe.
You want to roll a history check with advantage?
Sure. I'll take advantage.
17 for me.
Same.
Selima and Brooklina, gods of winter and summer.
Selima and Brooklina, although from what I understand, Selima's probably having a bad time with the fall of all the angels.
The font is out of order. Our spring court and autumn have sought ways to try and introduce ourselves into this world while time was of the essence. While our older siblings are fighting and squabbling, we thought it would be time to put ourselves en route. And I will not have the autumn take my place.
Makes sense to me. Feel like you guys would definitely be at odds.
We have a very short, in our time span, a very short, but in your lifetime, I do not know how long mortals usually last for.
Apparently, I live about 200 years. Learned that recently.
This one feels as though he might live to see a new era.
Smiles. More to learn.
And this one is timeless.
Lucky.
Elaborate, please.
You are undead.
Kinda. I don't know what I am.
You are a revenant.
Undying.
I did.
In the process of not dying.
You have a task, and once it is complete, you will be untethered to this realm.
This sounds about right.
Morgan's a ghost.
So if you never do this task, you just kind of unlive forever?
I'm sure Vecker has ways to deem that a punishment. Until then, friends, have your feast. I will return out into the woods and await your success. She takes a cup of the drink. She pours the sangria into her cup. She holds it out for a toast.
I lift up a glass that I now imagine is full of delicious wine.
It is.
Aha!
Chroma Gill just has a thing of water.
Clank.
But sweet water.
Everyone takes a sip.
Like sips.
You watch as she kind of stands up, walks away over towards. She walks over towards the edge where that window was before. She opens it up. She transforms into a giant eagle and flies off into the Greenland.
That's what I saw.
Rings a bell for some reason. I hope she liked the sangria.
And I feel like this is a good place to stop.
A good halting point.
But how much time do we have left?
About an hour.
An hour? 30 minutes.
Yeah, 40.
Oh, 40 minutes.
7:20.
All right. Well, at this point, okay, I guess I can fluff up a little bit further at this point. Your items are gone now. The two.
Yeah,
key-
the two key items are now out of my inventory.
Yep. You now have another quest. You must find this Daystar, a man who is both Fey and also Drow, who has been taken away into the Underdark somewhere in the mountainside.
What are drow specifically? I feel like I've had the wrong idea with
They're
this.
Underdark elves. Basically, think like elves with ebony skin.
That's right. Yeah.
Silver
Yeah,
hair.
I think I've asked that before.
Real assholes. Really like spiders.
For some reason, I think I heard drow, and I think I was thinking Draugr from
You're not off.
Skyrim, because I was like, oh, they're like zombies.
the Draugr
Norse
are
undead.
zombies.
Yeah.
They're Norse undead.
Yeah,
But-
I kept thinking they were like undead things.
Well, no,
whenever
there
I
is
heard-
the Draugr, which are
The Duergar.
Duergar. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Those are
I'm
the
sorry.
those are the Underdark dwarves, which
Yep.
are their rules are really weird. Like they resist magic and they can grow.
Yep. And the Swivelblin, which are Underdark gnomes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Who
Well,
are just-
okay.
Who are just really all about
Basically,
tinkering.
basically, all of the Fey races, the Fey playable races, have an Underdark variant.
Gotcha.
And they're almost always just assholes.
Because I was just trying to imagine, like, so it's gonna be like a half undead nature god thing. I don't.
Nah. Think more just like a race of elves that live underground.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So at this point, all of your spells, everything has been brought back to you. The elves kind of walk up to you. If you are to take this quest, we can provide you with materials or any sort of items you feel that are necessary that we can spare.
Do you have a faster ship?
We can grant you this. We can unroot one from the trees and give it to you.
I'd appreciate it. That one's kind of watches as the hole just kind of not great.
Very well. Do any of you require any assistance or anything else that the spring can offer?
Chromagil kind of fingers the cloth that he's been given, the cloak. Will this keep us safe on our journey back from here to make sure that we're not considered intruders as we attempt to leave?
Indeed. Wearing this cloak will grant you access far easier. All magic will be dispelled when you enter this realm.
Okay, that's just gave me a lot of anxiety on the way here, so knowing that's going to be fine on the way out helps a lot.
It's like a security blanket for him.
Yep. You entered our you
Until he
entered
goes
into
to
the
another
spr-
domain and it fucks him over.
Yeah, you were entered into a very new and beginning realm that actually doesn't have a physical form yet. So you're pretty much inside the very early beginnings of a brand new world that's being cloaked by those ley lines that the spirit was talking to you about. So they are using a blanket of undead ley lines as a cloak to hide their domain in.
Your kind of struggles to know how to address her properly. Just kind of gives like a Your Majesty,
Mistress Whalen.
Mistress Whalen. In your realm, I feel
She's gone.
Yeah, she flew off as a giant bird.
You could speak to the
yeah.
to the elves though.
I feel stronger in this realm than outside. Is there any sort of like essence of the Court of Spring that I could perhaps just have at a moment's notice when I'm feeling most weak? Essentially asking for anything to give him like a little spring nature boost.
All the elves turn and look to themselves, and then turn and look back to you. You are asking for a piece of the font within you. This is a great burden. It could be a gift or a curse. Are you certain this is what you want?
Maybe just a bottle of your water, maybe.
At hearing this, Chromagill's gill kind of like flutters a little bit with, I guess, excitement in a way. Mm-hmm. My whole purpose has been to try and bring this kind of balance to my realm. If there's some piece of it I can take with me, even if it is a burden, perhaps it would keep my mind more tethered to my ideals and free me of distraction. My curiosity can often get me to wander and leave things that are more important and need to be done. Perhaps this could serve as just some sort of focus.
If you do this task for us, and you bring back the Daystar, you will be heralded as Chromagill of Spring, a being who has touched a new world and has returned to be its spoken word. Do you wish to carry this mantle?
Gills kind of glitter. Yes. it's a sheepish, but like not sheepish as in he doesn't want to take it, but like, I can't believe you're offering this to me. Of course, I'd be honored. Might be signing up Chromagill for something really bad, but hey, he's hearing, yo, I love this the realm you've got, and they're like, you want to take some of it with you?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, bring it back. Pull it back.
Hey, we're back.
Wait, pull it back. All right, so it has been 4 days he's been on the sea.
Have fun editing this.
Yeah, right. So with that, they turn to you and go, you will have enemies if you take this mantle upon yourself. Any other creature that belongs to any other court that we deem allies or enemies will be known to you and will be your ally and enemy. If you wish to remain neutral, we would suggest you not take this. However, if you do feel Spring is the court of your choosing, are you prepared to smite and to aid your allies and enemies deemed by the Spring?
Upon hearing that the other courts would be his enemies, Chromagill is now having second thoughts. Neutrality is his other ultimate goal, and if this is going to create a conflict, that goes in direct opposition to what he's looking for.
Do it.
Perhaps not. I apologize, this may be a mortal need, but I'll need time to ponder this. But upon my return, I'll have a proper answer for you. But I thank you so much for the offer.
Very well. We welcome those who wish to be a part of Spring. You are more than welcome, and being a creature of nature, you can enter into this realm with open arms, with no issue whatsoever.
Well, I thank you for your generosity and your kindness. He kind of just gives a little bow.
Okay. Morgan?
Honestly, I have no idea what the Realm of Spring can offer to an entity of death. So I'm just like, to be perfectly honest, I don't really know what Spring could offer death. Not to sound rude. I just now realized what I am, and I'm pretty content with that. We will bring back the Daystar.
Something that is so cold, yet wishes to aid the Spring. Surely there has to be something the Spring can offer in the service of finding the Daystar.
If there is anything, I for one do not know.
Very well, we will allow one so cold as you to forge your own path to finding the Daystar then. May you be successful. They all turn to Micha now.
So what do you want, kitty?
Yeah, she's just like,
I want a blanket and some chicken noodle soup.
She starts like rubbing her chin a little bit. So you're all about magic in this place, right? The elves don't respond to her though. I see. Well, you see, the Navy has this little bit of a problem where it's been taking magic away from the realm, and it's been creating all these weird abyssal creatures, and I lost my job because of that. Now, I don't know about you, but considering about all this nice little greenery you got going on around here, does the spring want to fill in the gaps where that energy has been taken away? For a price. I'm gonna roll a persuasion for that.
So much for a peaceful exit.
He just got big plans.
She's thinking larger scale. Wake just wanted a quicker ship.
She sees the big picture.
Chromagil just likes nature.
Micha rolled a 25.
Without modifying. That's right. She's got
That is with mod.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that she got anything else without that mod. The elves kind of like are now like you see one like arch its eyebrow, just like go on. I propose a deal. If we find this Daystar of yours, is there a way that the spring can imbue me with, I don't know, maybe a small fee of its own magic, maybe a bit of this font stuff that it can be malleable and made into a resource or something to, I don't know, give a little bit more power to
something
those?
to wet this cat's beak.
Yeah, something to wet this cat's whistle a little bit.
Wet them whiskeys.
With the font's help, our quest could be not only assist us, but it could also make the spring a little bit more of a flagship here in Las Aranas. The elves turn and start conversing with each other.
It is true. There is that gap of there's that power vacuum right now.
One of the elves leaves and enters into another chamber. There's like a door that appears outside the in the wall. It opens and closes behind them, and then they return. And they have a staff at the ready. It looks like a staff made out of the tree that you guys have been standing in this whole time. And they offered a staff to Micha. Ah, lovely. And what is this then?
It's a stick.
Imbued with the font itself.
I was getting to that.
He knew.
We don't know what power you wish to obtain, Miss Asmint. However, should that power take physical form in some way, this staff, the pure font within it, will make it so.
Oh, there you go.
She has no idea what that means, but above ground, what that means is you have a staff that now can copy a spell, any spell, so long as it's cast upon it.
Well, Wake didn't know what it meant either.
Yep. It is a staff that the font itself will transform into any magic you deem necessary for it, so long as you can cast that spell yourself.
Oh boy, I can't wait for it to cast Elemental Attunement.
Well, in any case, like if it doesn't have to be you either. It's like someone has to take the staff, cast a spell with it, and then that spell becomes part of that staff and it transforms the
Guys, you
staff.
could all have rapport spores. That's not really a spell.
I mean, technically I have magic-like effects, but
It has to be a spell.
I know. I can't just channel my ki through it. That's manpower.
I do like how we've got this kind of like spiritual realm offering us its treasures, and you're like, I want a fast boat. I'm like, I don't know, something to drink maybe. And you're like, I don't need anything. We just like, give me magic, give me unlimited power. The only one with a concept of scope of what they were offering.
Wake is thinking small scale in terms of I just need something to get this done quick.
Yeah.
Micha kind of just looks it over. I see. One moment. She kind of just like holds her paw up, and you watch as like some kind of magical ebony, like energy like ebbs through like the middle of her paw. She places it on top of the staff itself, and you watch as this tree twists and turns and then sprouts out. Not the tree itself, the staff. I apologize. It sprouts out into a tree and grows a little bit of like some very, very nicely grown saplings start to like spew out of it, and then it creates flowers, and from those flowers, a magical, like almost sort of like essence of water kind of spreads around it, around the staff. The flowers harden, and with that, Micha now has a once a day. With this staff, it can cast Enhance ability.
Okay.
That'll be useful.
So now she has a free enhanced ability staff.
Cool.
So pretty much she could just be like, hey, Chromagil, you want to go fast?
Yeah, I do. Ho! Look at that.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
Damn it! I should have asked to keep the mouth. But I
Keep the face.
But outside of player, I don't want that. But Chromagil would.
And this is only a portion of the font's ability, yes?
I mean, it's a realm of literal physical magic, right?
The font, they explain to you that the font is magic incarnate. It is magic that is unfiltered, chaotic, and is just filled to burst into transforming itself into anything else. So pretty much all
what I
magic.
said.
Yeah. So ancestrally, all magic comes from the font.
Gotcha.
So you pretty much now have a staff that was like, hey, it could be whatever the fuck you want. You have a magical ditto staff.
Just the magic Xerox.
All right. When we come back and this whole ordeal is over, I'd like to speak to your mistress one more time. I think we might be able to strike a deal for a little bit of power.
Now we just need to find somebody that knows Wish, have them touch the staff.
Okay.
I mean... Oop. All right, so with that, you guys have gotten your food. You're all back to normal. Like, you all have your stuff. Unfortunately, poor Valtara has been out of the loop this whole time.
Does she have her face back?
No, she does not.
Oh.
And she doesn't get something cool from the font either.
No, she does not.
She failed her saves.
Of fucking all the people who would probably have all the right questions to ask.
Which sucks, because
Poor Valtara.
I fucking wrote an entire page just based on that.
Well,
That explains what this felt like. It
maybe she'll have more questions when we come back.
Yep.
If she gets her face back. So maybe she will. I don't really know. That has not been clear. None of us asked for Valtara's face back.
What if I just threw this Court of Spring Cloaker over it? I was like, look, she's good.
Like you just try to like, ta-da, pull it off. There's the face.
Oh, you try to actually do that?
He just places it on her to see if that helps.
Nothing happens to her. She looked into the ley lines and has lost her way. Once you take her physical body back outside of this realm, it will return to her.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure my friend would be all right.
She will, once you leave.
We could play such a major prank on her if we just reenact everything we were doing beforehand.
Roll it back, Tyler!
We have a trick for Valtara!
Roll it back!
Actually, since we're sailing off in the other direction, we can totally do this.
I mean,
Let's do
It's been 4 days you've been out on the trail.
Do. You know what? Let's go to that dwarf city instead.
I like that idea! Oh,
This doesn't technically kind of work because you were left, where you guys were left out is the guy in the rowboat.
Yeah, also, we have a different ship now.
Yep.
I've got a fancy
speaking
cloak.
of ships, you have not been given a Vorpal, but it's not a magical ship by any means. This actually looks like a decent pirate ship. Like this. Okay, Wake. This is actually something big for you. I need you to roll me a history with advantage.
History with advantage. That is a 18.
Remember the ship that boarded on top of the ferry that was trying to take you to Jahal Cove?
Yes.
That's the one you have.
Got you now, you sons of bitches. I knew I'd get you, you
You-
orc bastards.
Yep, you have the orc and goblin ship. This is a pirate ship of I want you to roll it for advantage, Morgan.
Okay.
History with advantage.
Everybody but Chromagil knows this
History with
ship.
advantage.
Meet
like
her family came in on this
So
ship.
14.
This is the Hawkbloods. This is a North ship. This is a North pirate ship.
Oh, after we killed their captain, somebody must have pawned this ship off, and then they must have sailed it here.
Well, there's a whole fucking mess of them up above on the Northland. This is a very
it's
notorious pirate ship gang.
Okay, so it's just one of their ships.
Yes.
Was not that ship
Not
exactly.
the exact
Gotcha.
one.
You have their flag, so you have
Yeah.
pretty much like not a frigate, but oh god, I forgot what the ship underneath a frigate is. Fuck. Someone will
known
correct me
boats.
on this,
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't know either.
yeah,
Sloop?
A
no,
semi.
sloop is a
Sloop is
merchant
smaller.
ship.
Right.
It actually is fitted with a gun, so it's not like it's
Right. A cutter?
cutter. Yes, that's
All
it. You basically have a cutter at this point.
All right, as long as it's fast, that's what I needed.
Yep. It will.
And if we run into any northern pirates, we'll be fine.
I mean, I have this box full of other flags. I just kind of like look through all these.
All right. With this new ship, you have traded in for the Obscura. The Obscura will now
Flotsam.
will now die and have a tree grow in it in the middle of the fucking.
It's got those weird magic vents. It might be affecting something in there.
I mean, you didn't fucking look into that, so yeah, that might be the case.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We may have introduced some dirty magic into the Court of Spring, and who knows?
Whatever, it's not my problem.
We've got the cloak. They know we're friends.
They're powerful here.
With that, Valtar's face has returned to her. She like looks left and right. She's like, wait, what? What's going on? Where are we? Wait, where?
Valtara, you missed the most amazing realm. We traveled into the Court of Spring.
Also, we're running low on rations. Who keeps eating our fat? I'm fucking with you.
She like just takes like a small. She takes her book.
Ah! I deserve it.
We had a delightful feast. We met previously unseen creatures, never once witnessed by mortals, it would seem.
And now we're going to rescue a goddess's son.
Remember that ship graveyard we went to? It turned out it was a pathway into a completely different realm. They couldn't move it, so it wasn't going to get us anywhere, it turned out. And they need us to go to that dwarf city we almost went to find the son of the sovereign of said realm.
Plus side, we now have a faster ship that is not broken.
You didn't have a face the whole time.
And he did.
You missed it! I was handsome!
Just explode.
Bum bum bum.
But before we go, we have some fan art.
Yes, we do.
Fan art.
We'll continue this one next time at the table, which will be 2 weeks from now, because next week we're doing just a regular old board game at the table.
Yes.
While Zito prepares
Yep.
for our journeys,
Into
our
Gulliver.
Gulliver's travel, if you will.
Yep. Thank you for reaching the pun.
Yep.
Someone had to.
Yeah. So pretty much, I made like most of the cities just fucking nautical puns.
Hey, man. Works out.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a pirate high sea theme.
Wait, what is it? TFS fan.
TFS fan art, yeah.
Yep.
At TFS fan art on Twitter for those of you who'd want
Here
to
we go, I got it.
contribute.
Okay, so start us off at 1, Tyler.
Numero uno. Hey!
Please don't order the mushrooms.
From ADHD Summit.
I love the taped on mustache.
Just finished the latest episode, and during it, I heard the words Chromagil's Pizzeria and immediately sprung out of bed to draw this.
Nice.
And yes, he taped a fake mustache onto his face.
Yeah.
Of course he would.
Where'd he get the mustache, though?
Man, I don't know.
We'll get you your order there on time or your money back. That's right, your money will be right in my back and you can pick it out yourself should I be late.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Hold on.
Aw.
All right. Thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you. Next up,
My fish cake.
from Ziga Exeron, let's bake with Wake. Morgan, let's not.
Come on, they're delicious fish cakes. Look at them.
It gets the sweet and savory that I hear you people love so much.
It is quite great. I learned it from Grammy.
I now know what a tongue feels like for 15 seconds.
How do people use this thing?
God, it's just flopping everywhere.
Keeps biting it every time he tries to talk.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Ziga.
Thank you. Next up.
Your mouths have obstacles.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so from Bangarang Aliko. Hello. Do you speak to travelers too? What kind of mysteries and stories could you unfold for me? I have lived for centuries. I have seen comings and goings of civilizations. I have seen angels fall from the sky. I have seen devils come from the ground. I have seen mountains grow, and I have seen mountains move. I have lived a very long and fulfilling life. I feel my time is coming to an end.
For part number 2,
Tell them my story!
There was so much he could have taught me.
did you see the distance on that one?
More than you know, Wake.
Thank you so much, Bangarang.
Next up. This is fucking awesome.
Aw.
It's Valtara actually meeting up with Woe.
That's really cute. This looks like Disney storyboards. These
Hell
are like
yeah.
great.
From Haunted Toaster Zero.
Hell yeah.
I'm not crying, you're crying, she says in quotation marks.
Super cute.
I imagine this happening on the downtime of the previous session. Dino Mom reunited with Draco Kid. Yeah,
I love the
Feelers.
the head feelers reaching out to the horns.
yeah, because she's blind. That makes it all the more sweeter. This is awesome.
Into a heart.
Aw.
Adorable.
I love this. This is great. Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
Alrighty, next up. From Marvel Poison. The nameless, faceless woman who lives in Morgan's head sword. I'll draw the new crew one day, I swear. Alright, so does anyone know what the word mortis? Yep, you
I got
just
Mortis.
Death, right?
Yeah, it does mean death, but does anyone know this game called Fate?
You mean like the card game?
No.
Oh, that's Hand of Fate.
No, Faith.
Oh,
Faith.
No.
It is this really fucking cool pixel art, like 8-bit
Atari-esque
game, and this girl was a huge inspiration to that because there's a girl who gets possessed by a devil who has the same feature.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So I was
it's very
so
Yume
seeing
Nikki.
this drawn out, I'm just like, oh yeah, hell yeah, Mortis,
It's a creepy ass lack of a face.
hell
Good
yeah.
stuff. Thank you kindly, Marvel.
So now I just made it in lore that while you're stuck in purgatory, your face is missing in Raiden.
Hell yeah. Thank you kindly, Marvel Poison. What we got up next? More of it.
More of the Mortis girl
Should I be
Che-
making
from
wisdom
Cherry
saves
T
for all
Arts.
these? Or?
Morgan just sees that in his
Morgan,
sleep now.
more of Morgan's Mortis.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Who is this beautiful drow banshee that has won my heart? Says Cherry T Art.
Trying to figure that out myself.
And she's
I don't know who I am.
and she's a drow. Will she be connected to this date? Ah, there's so
Maybe.
much.
I mean,
Maybe.
we're going to a place where a bunch of them will be. I guess we'll find out later on at the table.
knows? I do.
Hey, did a girl used to live here? Well, I guess at some point. What's she look like? Well, she doesn't have a face, but I'm pretty sure she did when you knew her.
No,
If
well,
she's-
remember she said that she remembers living out in Barnacle Bay.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Ah. Either way, thank you very much, Cherry. Good stuff.
Next up, from Tanuki.
Hey.
It's Micha. I finally did some fan art. First one is of Micha, and then the other one next to it, which is the next picture. Pops, Ravi, and Woe in their human form.
Of course, Pops Harvey would have like that angsty, like.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
yeah. He's anime pro tag.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give
listen,
me angst hair.
whatever fucking Spencer's hipster style fucking head haircut you think is going on, he's totally rocking
He just
it.
needs the flame button-down T-shirt from 1999.
Yo, listen, Guy Fieri's style never died, okay? It never did. Right here.
Can we hop back to the Micha picture real quick?
sure.
Just because I want to point out I love the Plague Doctor mask being up on top. For a second, I thought that was a horn, and I was very confused.
Yeah.
But now I understand what it's supposed to be, and I actually really, really like that extra
Which
detail.
I just love about Micha, because in combat she just goes.
And now in our canon, we know it's full of catnip.
All right, here's another one.
Let's fucking do this!
Yeah, she's like Steve Martin from Little Shop.
Oh God.
All right, thank you so much, Tanuki. Next up, from the blind artist, Manners by Woe. Now, Pops Ravi, we must treat other mortals with respect, and I'ma kill it.
Kill it.
Fucking spoiled brat little shit.
I love the shadowed little just red cross eyes.
Oh, yeah.
The anime anger face.
Yep.
I always dig that.
Pops, never mess with overpowered anime wife.
I do love that Paz Ravi, the thing that we were so afraid of, is clearly like outmatched completely by Woe, who
Who is also outmatched by Gore.
yeah, but who we met under completely different circumstances and are absolutely like not afraid at all. Yo, it's our buddy Woe! I can't believe it! I'm so happy to see you! Oh my god, is that fucking Pabs? He's gonna fucking murder. Oh, it's fine.
Oh, never mind.
Woe's got this. Don't worry.
Oh, woe is he.
Ah.
Alrighty, and we have one more picture. Actually, two more. I apologize because they're both from the same artist.
Yo!
From Jasper PRL. And finally, here are the final colored versions of old black and white art I did of God Risp and good old Carble.
Hell yeah, there's Carble.
Looks rad.
Carble with his gems hidden inside of him. And
Yeah!
Then, and then, of course...
Yep.
That's our boy.
Oh, he has no eye. What the
Risp.
fuck?
He has an eye. You can see
One
kinda like
eye.
the rim on one and then the red one.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you
yes,
can see-
you're right.
yeah, you can see
I
the
thought that
iris
was
there.
okay. So
It's
when I
just-
looked
it's just
at it from
super
far away,
dilated.
Yeah, it's super dilated. So I almost thought it was a fucking socket. So
Like
the
a
part of his
sunken
iris
in.
is the side of his eye.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rad. What the
looks
fuck?
awesome.
That
Yeah,
kicks ass, dude. I love it.
that's super rad. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jasper. And thank you to everybody who keeps making this awesome, awesome fan art. Keep it coming in. We love seeing it. Thank you so much.
When last we
Welcome
left
back
our
to
hair,
the-
yes, yes.
We'll see you guys next time at the table.
This joke will never run dry.